ABC Fine Wine and Spirits.
Always be celebrating. Yeah. That's what it stands for. And Butler was just there this morning.
Yep.
He went and got some of their, it's their house brand tequila. And we're going to make some ranch water today on the show, guys. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm making my new drink of choice, courtesy of Andrea Dennis and ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. It's tequila, Topo Chico spicy Mexican seltzer, and fresh squeezed limes. That's all it is. If you're on a health kick, you're going to love it.
I'm glad you brought that up because they do have a bunch of house brand spirits that they literally vet themselves through years.
Oh, yeah. And the price point on these vetted spirits is phenomenal. In fact, Samantha's you guys know that she's the smartest person on the show because she takes advantage of all of these deals. Her and her husband, they go into that vault deal.
Yeah,
and they get all the secret whiskeys and the half-price stuff. And I got these coupons and I got these points to apply to this thing. Yeah. You owe it to yourself. Give them their email address and watch the savings roll in.
Yep. And if you're a cigarman, thehumidor.com, use promo code Tom and Dan, save 20%. That helps us as well. And if you go to ABC, just take a picture of what you bought. Take a picture of you in front of the store. Hashtag TDABC. And we use that. Yeah. We show them that, and it really does help us. And we'll give you a prize.
Yeah, I know.
We pick up a monthly winner.
Yeah, and I know it sounds silly. It's like you take a picture or a selfie of yourself holding a six-pack of White Claw in front of ABC.
Yeah.
It's not silly. It means a lot to ABC because humans through the door is our job. And you are proving to them. It took us almost 12 years of doing this show to realize that our advertisers really just want proof that you guys listen.
And use.
Simple. Very simple.
And then all the BDMs, everybody listening to this, just takes a selfie, TDABC. We show them every single one, by the way.
And then you win stuff.
Yeah, and then we give you prizes because you help our business, and that's all it takes. And you go to ABC and get everything you want. White Claw, all the craft beer, cigars, anything.
Our Corinne ABC, the tiny one, I love it, but they just expanded their Florida beer.
Oh, super nice, dude.
Well, they got so much more Florida beer now. So if you're into only Florida beers, I know most of our craft guys are like that. They're like, let me try this stuff that's only in my state. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Go to abcfinewineandspirits.com.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Daniel.
I'm Thomas.
Samantha Ann is to my left, to your right. If you're watching live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Travasini Butlericio is also to my left.
A lot of people don't know that's his real name.
Well, he's Italian. He's dark featured.
Yes,
Travasini Butlericio. He is he's the cocktail. He's on the cocktails today, and he's mixing them up strong.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Teddy Friday.
TD Friday.
Thank you.
So, a couple things. Hurricane parties this Saturday. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a gigantic music festival in Sanford.
It is.
It's at the West End. There's a stage in Tuffy's this year.
I think it's one of the...
Celery City.
Yeah, well, it's one of the... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. It's one of the events that I actually believe put Sanford on the map. Sanford is so fucking cool right now, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the work that Paul did. It's not single-handedly Paul, but a lot of it's Paul. Like, I feel like a lot of why Sanford is such a great, it's it's the Key West, not in Key West, is because of Paul. So he started doing this hurricane party deal how many years ago? Like, what year are we on? I don't even know. Normally I have the thing.
I think it's like
this is the 14th. This is the 14th annual.
Okay, there you go. So if you really...
Because on the website it says the 12th annual.
Yeah,
so
but that's Paul's... That's how... He does it like we do it. You don't know.
No,
but if I scroll down, it does say the 14th.
Yeah, well, I replied to the Facebook page for the 2010 hurricane party. Like it's all floating out there.
Yeah, but that's what's good. It's not super corporate or like this is small town.
That's how you know it's awesome. My point is that these type of events, namely the hurricane party, are what put Sanford on the map. It's like, hey, I could come to this cool bar in Sanford that's beach themed. Remember when West End was just? The people would tell me, they'd be like, West End Trading Company. There's this beachy like reggae bar in Sanford. I'm like, you're nuts. They're like, yeah, it's next to the soul food place. I'm like, okay, I know where that is.
Yeah.
You go in there and they're playing reggae, you're getting the wings and the drinks. Anyway, he built that up, and now 15 years later, here we are. Sanford's like a destination for people to party.
30 bands, 6 different stages. Get the pre-sale ticket. It's $20 online, and it'll save you $10. So just get a pre-sale. If you go to drinkatwestend.com, you can get it, or search Hurricane Party on Facebook and get it from there.
Perfect.
But that's and here's the thing: walk around Sanford, see all the bands, go to Hollowbox. There's a million things to do.
So much to do.
It's funny that Tom now can't say Sanford without putting on the end of it, go to Hollowbox. You are smitten, dude. You have been
It's just so good.
Standing for Hollowbox.
It's just
hell yeah, dude.
It's just such a good experience they provide.
Meat and beer. You go there and like cool people give you meat and beer.
A couple new merch things, some new headbands for sale on TomandDan.com. We'll be running some new sales coming up soon to get rid of some inventory. A new True Leaf promo item, which me and Daniel,
favorite.
I love these.
They're called the Fred Durst weed hat.
Yes, it's the break something hat.
It's a bucket hat.
When you're high though, you're not breaking stuff.
No,
and you'll see it. It's on the front of the BDM page, or
breaking that wallet because I'm buying them True Pods.
That's true.
I tell you that. God damn.
Yeah. It's basically a super nice bucket hat. It says True Leaf. It's got weed leaves all over it.
I will caution you that it's an aggressive wear.
Yeah,
it's an aggressive wear. It's hard to pull off.
You definitely look like you're part of Cypress Hill.
Yeah, like it would be hard for someone.
Well, that's why I made the joke. We're going to give a cash prize to a picture of someone wearing this hat in the most inappropriate place.
Okay, thank you.
Wait a minute.
So
can
you're
I
really
going to
do it? Yes, you can.
All right, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're really going to do this?
Your grandma's funeral, your kid's PTA meeting, wherever. I want to see that hat.
At court.
Who
wants to go court?
You can't wear hats in the courthouse.
Well, if you wear
it, put it on for a
real
selfie.
quick.
If you wear it through security and your fiance gets a picture of you taking it off and putting it in the gray thing to go into court, I will give you credit for that.
Also, we'll mail you anything.
We'll mail you anything. I will literally mail you my wife's underwear if you will not cancel your BDM membership. We need your memberships more than ever now. We're fucking hurting.
It's the True Leaf promotion. It works like this. This is no secret. If you go to True Leaf and you buy a great, like any other great products,
I got this guy.
Yeah, and you guys are going to go anyway. So I'm not even pushing you to use True Leaf. Just go to True Leaf.
Yeah,
and then just take a picture of the receipt or something, or just a product you bought.
Proof of purchase.
Proof of purchase, and then fill out the form on TomandDan.com. You'll see it right there, and then we'll send you. If you already have the Fred Durst weed bucket hat, then just ask and put down, hey, can you send me a Tom and Dan pop socket or some stickers or what? Just ask for something. We'll send it to you because it's worth it to us.
Reasonably.
Exactly. I'll send you a pair of my...
We get a t-shirt.
I got some Fruit of the Loom wicking half socks I'll send you. They're mine.
Eric the Merchman did want me to mention that Tom forgot to say that he will be out there at the Hurricane Party tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So go check out the Tom and Dan tent.
Yes.
Tony made him his own flyer, and dare I say that Merchman Eric in the flyer looks like a cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying, like, the flyer, I'm like, that's about time that guy got a little due, you know? He works his ass off.
We're giving away free Tom and Dan glasses, magnets, stickers at the Hurricane Party. Plus, you could buy, straw hats, some hats. He's going to have some stuff for sale, dog leashes. It's going to be out there.
If you go to the Hurricane Party and you have a bad time, that's 100% on you.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome. Yep. And I've been to multiple of them. So, yeah, hats off to the old bucket hats off to the old hurricane party.
So, is Juan on the line?
Yes, line one.
Line one for Juan. Juan, what's going on, my friend?
Hello, happy Titty Friday.
Yes, and a
TD Friday.
Tom hates that you and I.
Big old Titty Friday.
No, hashtag TD Friday.
This man knows his way around a pair. He knows.
So, Juan, Daniel told me right before the show starts, he's like, you could trade in orbs for merch. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How is that possible?
So, we've been kind of like toying, like kind of back and forth this idea for a while, but like we have this really amazing loyal watcher base too, as well as a listener base, and they've been asking for new orb rewards. Orbs are just like the points you accumulate while you're watching the Twitch stream, and I set it up so that if you're like a loyal watcher, you could feasibly exchange your like viewership reward like twice a year ish for a piece of merch from your store.
It's awesome, dude.
And
so
then
literally,
you guys are paying for it. You're
what? No, but I love it because they get reward. It's another like your whole thing lately has been use our sponsors and we give you shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's working so well. And it took us almost 12 years to boil our show down to like, no, you just got to do some simple things to really execute it correctly for your listeners and for your clients, right? Because we're twofold here.
Yeah.
So now the next thing is to execute this on the listener side of things. So yes, we are going to hemorrhage more money by increasing the viewers on our Twitch because the more they watch, they trade in basically what they've done with their eyeballs for merch. It's fantastic, and we are going to bankrupt this shit sooner than ever.
All right, that's what I want.
I know that's what you want. We're going to bankrupt this company sooner than we could have ever thought because we're going to give you everything and give ourselves nothing.
So, how does it work with Shopify? Like, is there some sort of manual? Like, you have to print out a bunch of pictures of orbs and be like... you
have to trade them in. Count them out.
No,
Ghost of Minute has 5 orbs.
I think he already cashed his in for a
there's
pizza
a little
party.
button. There's a little button on Twitch, and you just click the button, and it subtracts from your orb total 150K orbs. And then you'll have to like contact me. I worked it out with Eric Merchman.
Already worked
so
out.
That there's like a little interaction that I can do with my Shopify and have the merch sent out to the viewer without any kind of it's no work on your part, which I think is ultimately what you're asking.
Okay, that was. I'm glad you read through the bullshit. As long as I don't have to do nothing, that's fine.
He suddenly loves this idea.
And all you have to do is watch Twitch. You earn it.
You basically get rewarded.
So
go ahead, Juan.
Sorry, on the subject of the orb rewards, there is one that we've had for a long time that now that the pandemic is kind of rounding out, there's a pizza party reward, and there's a backlog of them. People have exchanged them, and hopefully when you guys are accepting guests into the studio again, you guys have a list of guests that are ready to go, and I'll send some pizza you guys' way. To facilitate that.
To this.
I
got 200 people on our wait list.
It's probably me.
This sounds like hold on, we're creeping into more work for old Tom Van here because this sounds like I have to do a lot of standing in the lobby telling these listener stories.
Yeah.
But I tell them Gravedigger.
Only one guest at a time, right?
Well, I tell
them how podcasting business works. I have my go-tos.
Yeah, I could have been like wrong on this, but I thought you liked telling your stories to people. And I thought the pandemic was actually slowly killing you because
he likes it when he wants to do it, not when he feels like he has.
Well, he had no one to tell stories to.
Yes,
he told them to us, and he was driving us insane.
Yeah. You don't talk to us anymore. Like now that we don't have visitors into the show, Juan, this guy it's silent. If you guys heard how silent it is when we're all tippy tapping on our keyboards, it's eerily just like any other fucking job you guys have. Like you guys look at our job and you're like, these guys are they're rock stars having so much fun with the marijuana and they're so handsome and beautiful. And look at Samantha and Daniel. So look at him. He's a god. But it's not like that.
We watch you on Twitch. The moment the mic cuts off, it's like you guys, the clown robots power down. And
No, actually,
you see that?
Okay, no, actually, I was laughing because there is another show that it is like that. It's like as soon as everything shuts down, it's like we hate everyone.
I like that. What show is that?
It's like, I'll tell you later. You might have made them a lot of money.
So, Juan, before you go, and again, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Yeah, and if you're not interacting, if you're like on the fence, like this is one more reason for you to join our little group. The group is it's amazingly positive, amazingly fun. These guys throw jokes in the Twitch chat room. I love it. I love it.
We never really talk about this too much, but most of the days, like Monday, we go live on Twitch around 1, but Tuesday through Thursday, we get on about 10:30, 11, and go to about 2 every day. If you get the Twitch app, it'll tell you when we're broadcasting live. You can listen to audio only. So if you want a live version of the show, and what's weird about it is you get during the breaks and stuff too. It's like not only the show, but you get what happens during the breaks. And a lot of times we just talk and it's just weird, so you'll get all the audio. It's just like a 3-hour stream if you're driving or whatever.
You can learn how we bank the shows. You can learn what we have to cut out. You hear everything live and uncensored. So any of the ACT stuff that we run, where if we have a guest that says a curse word or we say curse words or something crazy happens, it's all left in the videos. So it's all on Twitch and it's all on our YouTube channel, and they're both Tom and Dan Live.
And so if you're driving, you can switch on audio only and just get the live feed and just get all the shows. And that's really the only truest way to get the shows live, because we record them in a weird order throughout the week.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, have like a lot
whatever we need done.
Yeah. So anyway, Juan, we appreciate. Let's plug Yellow Brick Road Foundation real quick, because we did our coloring book promotion. Everybody was cool enough to buy some.
Also, our listeners are so good. Juan, I got an email of 4T a little bit later. There's a local sports bar. I won't say their name yet because I think they want to work it out with you, but they want to try to partner with Yellow Brick. So it's cool to see our listeners weigh in and go like, "Hey, I'm a manager of this bar. We'd love to help out if we can." So I'll send you that a little bit later.
And
I hugely appreciate we weren't able to do like a foot golf tournament or we talked about it maybe even doing like a Top Golf situation, but you guys found a way to support us yet again, and
really, we need to thank Eddie and Eric.
Of your own,
they did all the work.
Of your own accord, because I did absolutely nothing. Yeah, for sure, to Pabon and to Eddie for all the incredible art and putting it all together. You guys are all, I love you guys so much for helping us out. There's been a lot of people in the course of the pandemic that have needed a little extra help getting to and from the hospital or whatever, and all the money that you donate has been helping out a lot of families with their lodging and travel and all that stuff that is necessary when you have a kid in the hospital.
Yeah, Mark Larabelle and Vintage donating their time and their printing.
Now, Juan, I every time I do look at our bank account, I scream, "We're rich," and then I check, and I'm like, "Oh, they didn't cash the check yet." So I will warn you: if you don't cash it within a certain amount of time, it
goes
will
back to our riches.
No, it'll bounce, and then I'll have to email you. Wait till the 1st of next month before you cash. Then it's gonna be awkward.
There was a little Post-it note on there. It says, "Wait until Thursday."
Well, we're always good for it. Just you have to let us know. We're moving this. We're moving that. We're moving this. We're moving.
I gotta get some investors' monies to get in. I gotta invest now. Invest now.
And one of the things I like.
It's going down.
One of the things that Tom and I learned early on when we were donating and trying to be charitable. Yeah. There's 2 things we learned. Number one is we wanted it to all go to charity, 100%. We didn't want to do what we did in radio, where it was more of it's like a business transaction. It's less of that than so. And the second thing we learned is that we really, really, really like it when other people do every aspect of the charity thing. And we can just lend
Put
our
your names on it.
We just lean into it.
So they're like, these guys are heroes.
Because truly, that's what the children remember are the names on it, not the guys doing the work.
This is like Tom and Dan. They did
so
it.
when the parents of these unfortunate kids, that are just trying to live, man.
Yeah.
Like we don't. The
coloring book, I did barely anything. I
did nothing.
I did a retweet.
I've only held one of those coloring books one time. That's how detached I am from the show now.
Everybody else did the work.
I'm only here on Fridays. The rest of the time they have the second Daniel come in.
Yeah,
and he's pretty darn good.
People don't know that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I like the second Daniel better.
Does that sentiment? Just that sentiment of like not taking a cut is beyond. It's like unprecedented, and like more than enough work. So sit on your laurels and have your minions make coloring books and whatever. But you guys deserve a huge.
Well, that's what Tom wanted to talk to you about. He wants to start taking a cut. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Let's talk about this cut.
You got to pay for those orders.
No, that is the number one thing that always bothered us is that when we did this kind of shit, it was always like there was a cut. It should not be that way because instantly you've instantly taken the word charity and thrown it in the trash. Juan, we love you. Thanks for all that you do, and thanks for setting up this orb exchange deal on Twitch, man. I really do appreciate it.
For sure. Love you guys too. Have a wonderful show.
You as well. Happy Titty Friday. Good sucking to you, sir.
Happy gigantic Titty Friday.
Exactly. Good sucking to you, sir.
All right.
Good sucking.
Let's jump into Dump 'em Out because we have an insane list.
Let's wrap the show up right now.
You know what? Let's get the hell out of here.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottom mix.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by Injured on the Go, justcallmo.com. If you have any, car
I got a lot of sleep last night. I'm on the buttons today.
Yeah, I like
I'm feeling them. I'm feeling them.
Danny Buttons. So
I wish that was a cool name.
Justcallmo.com. All right, what should we start off with? Andrea's mom and the hot dog. What is that?
Why would you start with that?
Well, that's what it says on the paper.
Top on the list.
Okay, should we call? Do you have my wife's number? Let me see if I can get her to call in. It would just be better if I had my wife's interaction here.
Okay.
Let me see if I can scroll through my text messages. Butler, tell us what the hell we're drinking. I know.
Go through that.
Drinking out of our BDM CBE glasses, by the way.
Yeah. And
this is a Los Rios. Rios?
Hold on a second. Don't say it like you know how to say it, and then second guess it. Nobody Spanish does that. Nobody Spanish says the Spanish and rolls their R's and then goes and then double backs up.
Move.
Yeah.
Also, not that hard to say.
Los Rios.
Los Rios. Didn't need to be like
Los Rios.
I had to reiterate it. So it's ABC's brand. So definitely get this. Any local ABC, they have the Añejo, the Blanco, and the Raspado.
Yeah,
all three of those. Yeah, they also have a mezcal.
I'm a tequila man. My wife is a tequila gal, and this is This is the way we like. This is the way we like to drink our tequila when we're not doing shots. She's a chilled tequila shot lime gal.
This is delicious.
Well, I
think he gave me straight tequila.
It's an unsweet margarita. It's called ranch water. This is what we're drinking today. It's called ranch water. It's one shot. Oh, my wife's calling. It's one shot. This is good because she can talk about where she found this recipe. Is she on line one? I can just snag her. Line two? Hold on a second.
Topo Chico.
Hey, babe, we're drinking ranch water.
Oh, you are? Do people like it?
Well, I mean, it's an acquired taste. To Mr. Tom, Mr. Tom likes it. I think Travis mixed it a little too heavy.
Why are you saying Mr. Tom like it's maybe?
Excuse me, Mr. Travis. Mr. Travis. Because when I go into Mom's, I'm sorry. You know what? I deserve every bit of shit I get for that. I don't know. When I hear my wife's voice, I don't curse anymore.
Start calling people Mr. by their first name.
Yeah, that's what dads do. But this is one shot of key lime juice, one shot of the Los Rios tequila, and the rest of it you just fill it to the brim with the spicy Mexican seltzer known as Topo Chico or Topo Chico. And this is your refreshing summer drink. It's like a margarita, but without all the sugar that's going to make you fat.
Right.
I doubled down on the
because
tequila,
it's
though.
your calories are only in, whatever tequila you're drinking, and then it's just light and fresh, and I highly recommend it.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Isn't it refreshing? It's good, especially if you're out with your plants. That's kind of what I was thinking of for you.
That's a good pool drink.
Yeah, you get out by the pool. But anyway, the reason I wanted you to call, babe, wasn't because of ranch water. It was because I had a strange exchange with your mom while she was eating a hot dog.
You had to look away. You looked away really fast.
Well, because your mom was eating the hot dog as if she would.
How was she eating?
Wait, what?
Okay, so I made a big Memorial Day barbecue, and I went and
was she doing the thing where the mascara was rolling up her eyes?
No, it was okay. You gotta listen to this because she listens to every show.
Oh,
sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I bought.
She doesn't know what that means.
I bought she knows more than you think.
Okay.
I bought the long sabrets, the big ones in the real casing with the snap. I grilled them until they broke open just a little bit, made to order. What do you want? You want a little bit of char? You want your dog a little, So I made us the dogs, and we're making up these hot dogs. And when Andrea's mom went to eat the hot dog, she was double fisting it. And then she was like looking at it like, like doing like, and I look over.
Oh, my God, he was not doing that.
And I looked over, and I go, oh, my God. And I immediately looked at Andrea, and I go, write that down, because I got to talk about that. And then your mom
didn't have to talk about it.
No, and then your mom.
My mom stopped eating because she was also like, whoa.
Yeah, she knew. Her mom...
Well, probably because of your reaction. Though.
Yeah, but we both had a moment where we knew that Andrea was the nerd and we were the cool dudes. I had a moment... Yeah, I had a moment with Vicky where we both looked at each other and we're like, get this nerd out of here. Because we both wanted to make a hot dog dick joke, I think. I think we both did.
Come on.
I can feel it.
Your mother-in-law.
Yeah, she's fun. She's party. She's a pizza party mother-in-law.
Yeah, but you don't make the...
she's TD mother-in-law.
No.
Yeah, she parties. She's fun.
The dick joke with the hot dog.
Andrea, did it not feel like your mom knew?
She knew because she... pulled the hot dog away from her.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh God!" we were doing a bit.
God damn it!
Yeah, we were doing a bit. It's just more fun in my house. Okay, I love you. We're doing Dump 'em Out early, so that's all I needed you for is just to make sure people don't think I'm a liar when I'm,
Well, enjoy that ranch water.
Oh yeah. That's what your mom said. I shouldn't have. That was too far.
Too far. Take it back.
Okay, I take it back. I love you.
Love you back.
All right, bye. Sorry about that.
Let's move on.
Moving on to the next Dump 'em Out topic. Tom wants to talk about the job market.
Okay,
and how it will transition.
So we go from fun hot dog eating to serious economy. Serious old man.
No. And I do not want this to be a serious conversation. I am just...
So why'd you bring it up?
Well, because I think we could talk about it in a asking a question and trying to figure out where it's going to go instead of taking any sort of stance or political stance or having some sort of emotion into it. I just straight logic.
I got to turn the air on. This tequila's making me hot.
So I've been seeing posts from our buddy Steve White from Porky's Barbecue, owner of Porky's, and he's having a rough time getting employees. Right, it's been going on for months now. Where he can't find
for a dishwasher right now. Yesterday, I think
literally can't find employees. No one. He's had the position open. No one applies. Right, can't find someone to work. And then me and Crystal went to Chipotle the other day. Crystal was starving or whatever.
Must have been a special occasion.
And I'm waiting outside, and Crystal's it's taking a long time. Half an hour later, she gets up to the front, and they're like, "I'm sorry it took so long. We don't have any employees or enough employees to run the store. It's a problem, whatever." Then I've seen some other posts from small business owners, and they're like, "Can't find employees." Right? It seems I have no idea. I didn't look at any stats or
You're
whatever.
Just asking. I see.
Yeah, but it seems like this is an ongoing problem. And then I started thinking about it. I was high the other night, like every night. And then
that's nothing new.
And I was like, I was like, I wonder what that is. And then I started thinking, and this is just a theory I have, and tell me if you think it's logical.
Okay.
And I was like, I think that there's a segment of the job market, and I know that some people are going to be like, well, like, unemployment and people still being on like that is keeping them from getting jobs. But besides that, I think there's a segment of the workforce that doesn't have to do jobs or like basically young people jobs, like in your food service, and your butler. Can you?
It's just
like service industry jobs,
retail, all the stuff. I think, and obviously those particular jobs are primarily young people have them. It's like when you're starting, you need a job, you get this.
I never had one of those.
Yeah. And
I went right to like just a step higher.
Yeah, and they're hard jobs, and
they're very hard.
That's why young people usually do them. Obviously, young people, you have more stamina. You're younger. It's easier to lift shit. Young people do harder jobs, primarily stereotypically. Because they need the job, they need the money, and they're young enough to not, break their back. It's harder to do in your 50s, obviously.
Right.
Like Steve was telling you, I can't do this job that young people can, that usually do.
Right. Yeah, sure.
I think that the internet, just like we did, where we use the internet to start our company, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are using the internet to as ways to get income.
Yeah, you can hustle on the internet, man. Yeah. It's no different than the streets.
So
right?
with obviously Uber Eats and all the different delivery jobs that are out there, all the Etsy stuff, everything you could sell on the internet, there's a bunch of different ways to make money. Yeah. I think it's taking people away from that particular market, right? Like the young person job market. It's segmenting that.
Yeah.
So there's not enough employees to fill these jobs, and also they're hard-ass fucking jobs, and someone's sitting back and thinking like, well, I could go bust my ass and wash dishes or work in the food industry, and it's fucking difficult. Plus, when you work for a company, like a small business, any sort of business, they give you your hours.
Sure.
So you have to abide by whatever they give you.
It's so regimented. Yeah. Like I got a buddy of mine's a photographer, and his main job now is exactly what you're saying. He does customer support for, let's say, that Signal Tech company that calls us by mistake. He does customer support for them. So all he does is do computer work with old people, but he can do it on his own hours.
Yeah.
He only has to fill it in a certain amount of time. He gets paid, comparable to what you would have it like a Chipotle, but he doesn't have to get up. He doesn't have to wear the uniform. He doesn't have to drive to work. He doesn't have to meet with his manager. He doesn't have to go to the team meeting. Yeah, he doesn't have to make burritos all day long.
Yeah.
Like he literally just does this, and he's not getting rich, but I would choose it over Chipotle.
Yes,
I would.
And if you're looking at it as a young person, I honestly thought about this as myself. Like if your parents or someone's like, man, you need to go get a job at least to make $500 a month to pay your cell phone bill.
My dad did that
and your car insurance.
Yeah, my dad wanted me to get a job. Sure.
In the past, you'd have to go to a business, apply or whatever, and then now it's not like you could just make $500 a month. They give you your schedule, and you have to abide by that, right?
Yeah.
So, and you probably make more than that, way more. But now we have the ability to use the internet, and you could be an Uber driver or whatever else, and you could make $500 a month and then stop. You work on your own accord, and like you make exactly the money you make. Why would you go and work a traditional young person hard ass fucking job if you don't have to? And that's what I'm saying. It's like it seems like this is going to become a bigger and bigger problem, and the companies that relied on the younger workforce to do hard, shitty jobs. It's going to be rough for them.
Go with me on this. I don't think this is a new thing. Okay, follow me. Okay. I could have done McDonald's. I didn't. I did soccer linesman. Step up, right? Make it a little bit more money, right?
Yeah.
But I just gave it more thought. Like I didn't. My dad, I like soccer, whatever. Like now with the internet. It's easier, everything's tighter.
Work for yourself, essentially.
But you can look for jobs easier, too. Like, you don't have to settle for just driving down the street to work for McDonald's.
Yes, right.
Because you can get online. Oh, there's a guy in Texas that needs people to answer these old people's questions about Signal Tech. for 14, whatever. Yeah, I don't even know the numbers. Sure, I'll do that because I have a laptop. Yeah. I can do it. Yeah, but I'm saying that
the internet has broken up this section of workforce.
It's evened it up. Yeah,
and we're seeing like things happen because of it. Businesses not being able to fill positions because there's no one who wants to do these jobs.
Right,
and it's not for any other reason. I know people want to take it political, be like, "Oh, they're lazy. The kids are lazy." Why would they do a hard-ass job if they can make money doing an easier
You're
one?
also looking...
Why would we work for Clear Channel, iHeart, we could do it our fucking selves?
There it is. And
we
you're
did
also
it.
Looking through,
everybody's doing this.
Your lenses are old. You're looking through it with... You're applying what worked for you when you were at that stage. And this is the problem we always get into, right? We keep the glasses on, the style of glasses that our filter...
back in my day glasses.
The back in my day filter is on hard, and you just can't look at it like that.
Yeah, like when me and the Grizz worked at Home Depot, and we
you hated it, right?
Fuck yeah!
Exactly.
He still talks about it. He hated it. It's been 25 years.
It was 10:30 at night till 7 in the morning, Monday through Friday, and
at least you got Monday through Friday.
It was horrible,
but it's not normal to work like that.
But but it was stocking bolts and all the shit at Home Depot overnight, and it was horrible. And believe me, if me and the Grizz had any other way to make money through the internet, through any other way, we would have done that. We wouldn't have fucking picked Home Depot. Now we probably would have.
We probably nailed it with us. I mean, exactly what we did. We're like, wait, we can make the same or more money doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try it. That's exactly what everybody else is doing, right? Or
I think so, yes.
Or a select group of people. I don't think it's laziness at all.
I don't either.
It's a way that the times are changing, and I hope, listen, I really hope Steve is going to be able to work through this and get the employees he needs and stuff, and all small businesses that are trying, and I feel bad for them because there's a huge contingent of businesses that rely on this particular workforce, and it seems like they're not there.
Yeah,
and it sucks. And it sucks for them.
Entice them to come back.
What do you think?
And I don't know if there's any other businesses that are being affected by it, but it seems like the hardest jobs, the retail, not even much of the food service, because food service is harder than retail. I think retail's a pain in the ass, but at least you're in air conditioning. You're working with clothes, like food service.
Yeah, but anything with customers
cleaning
sucks because people are the worst.
Yeah, you're dealing with customers.
But I do think food service is probably a slightly worse than retail, but they both suck.
I think just the environment being around food service is harder. It's hotter. It's more grease. There's a lot of things that are harder about it.
I've never done food service, so I am ultimately ignorant to it. Friends that I know, like Juan, who just called him, and he was a lifer. Here's a guy that is a chef. Trained.
When you work your way up and you can make tips, you can do good. But if you start off as busboy or dishwasher and shit, that shit is fucking hard.
But you don't share that, is my point. So my question to you guys is, and this is an actual question because I'm ignorant, it's not possible if you're the chef, or let's say you're head chef and you're checking plates. I think that's how it works. While you've got other people that are kind of cooking things and you're kind of running the line. So you're in charge. I only know what I've seen on shows, but you're running the line, making sure that quality control is in place, that kind of thing. Those people couldn't pivot and do the dishwasher job, right? The dishwashing job is its own entity.
It depends on the kitchen.
Because, it's kind of like here is what I'm saying. Here, we all kind of bleed over into different areas, right? If Tom needs me to help him with something, or if I need him...
If it's a fast food type of situation, you're doing everything.
You're doing everything, right.
But especially as a starter.
Right.
But when you start, you have to do the shitty jobs, and that's how it's always been. It's the new guy does the shit jobs, and he works his way up. You work your way from dishwasher or busboy to a server, and that's how it's always been in the restaurant.
Answered. He said, if the dishwasher calls out, it's an absolute nightmare. That's kind of what I thought. Then those guys are going to have to pick up the slack. It's I look at high-octane restaurants. I mean high-octane by, fancy ass. But we got a bunch of them around here. And when I see that kitchen environment, and then I could see an easy job for an entry-level kid to get online to just, answer some questions, or an Etsy shop or something. Which would you choose, right?
Yeah. Right. And then God, also think about as a teen or whatever, when you get your first job, because you need to make X amount of money. You go there, you apply, and then they call the shots. They're giving you your schedule.
Absolutely.
And they're giving
you have no say in any of that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And then most of the time.
You're making, it's like if you're a waitress or something or a waiter, you're making shit pay and you're dependent mostly on tips. And let's be honest, there's a lot of people that either don't tip or tip shitty or
you have
treat
to deal
you like
with
shit.
people too. What kind of what?
And when the pandemic shut down, a lot of them got laid off.
Or even the hard work of like digging ditches or like cleaning or some shit that's actually
like $10 an hour.
Manual labor.
I would take ditch over server though because I can.
In Florida,
I would. This is
server,
maybe,
you can make good tips,
but I don't want to be yelled at, and I don't want people leaning on me, and I don't want my temper in play. Just leave me alone. Give me a shovel, and I'll work as hard as I can.
Now, the other side of this is like the old man in me saying that well, it's good for people to do shit they don't want to do.
That is true.
Like if you look back at your own life and you're like, man, I did this shit. I didn't want to do it. Yeah.
There are tons of people that do a job that they don't like, but they get paid enough to where it's like, all right, well, this is a livable wage. I'll deal with it. Most people don't like their job.
Like justification.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm just saying, like the real shitty stuff. Like you do it, you get over it, and you're a better person after in life or whatever. Or at least you reference that as like, man, that job was shitty. At least I'm doing this. It's like a good reference to have as a human adult. You look back at your younger days, you're like, man, I had this shitty job. I got through it. I worked hard. I whatever. And then it sucked, but I did it. It made me a better person. There'll be a version of that in the future, but it's like it does. It's interesting to me, and I'm like, wonder what companies rely on this type of labor force that are going to be forced to change, transition, go out of business. How the fuck are they going to survive?
All of that.
If you relied on this labor force and now it doesn't exist anymore because it's so segmented because half of them are doing their own shit on the internet. That's all of it.
Yeah.
I just thought of it the other night and I was like, man,
I agree with that.
It seems like a problem. I don't know. Email me. Email me because it could be in our micro universe. Because
I traveled to Georgia and the whole way there was hiring everywhere. Online, everywhere's hiring.
Yeah.
Seems like
it's everywhere.
People don't want to do these shitty jobs because they don't have to.
Right.
That's it. From our Twitch chat room, I like to check in. BDMXCon is slaying me. He says, my first job was at KFC until the manager spent the whole safe on pain pills, but got ripped off, so they fired everyone at the store.
No.
So we have that one.
Yeah.
Then we have Izzy says, my wife's uncle made me feel uncomfortable this weekend because he flipped out on a service charge that was like $19. Plus, they already added the gratuity, and they added a service charge to the other bill because there's only 2 bills per table. So it was a whole big mess, and the Varys Hammond that they took out of the money, but it was I don't know what that means. That's a long comment, Izzy.
Anyway,
there was a huge payoff there, and I fucked it up.
There's more of an observation, and it seems like we'll be talking about it more in the future when
I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah. And maybe it's just a microcosm, and like this will right itself, but it doesn't seem like it can because people have other options.
We'll transition just like we did back in the day when we used to have tons of industrial jobs and manufacturing jobs in America. Now we don't. We just you pivot to something else.
I wonder if this means the end of certain businesses that we're used to.
We're seeing that.
A lot of brick and mortar, I think, will go away.
But I don't necessarily know. There will be a swath of small businesses, mom and pops, that make it.
Yeah.
Because they already treat their employees a little bit better than a traditional corporation would. So those people already know what it feels like to be understaffed or pivot or have to do like overlap there. Yeah. But your corporations that are dead set on like certain ways, they're going to have to change their whole model.
We'll probably end up having to pay more for like a mom and pop restaurant or something.
I would imagine.
And in society, that should, like if you want mom and pop like one-off barbecue or whatever,
stay at home and cook yourself.
You got to pay more, or you're going to get cheaper corporate barbecue made by robots because they're going to be fucked too because all their employees I imagine the giant corporations and the fast food just go to robots, right? Like and that's the inevitable transition. It's like I'll just have this robot make it and have like some tech IT guy there and a mechanic to fix a robot. So, anyway,
he's back there fixing the chef.
So next on the list, my beard, and I talked to Ghost of Manute Bowl.
He's in the chat room right now,
and
20,000
he said
orbs.
He's making major gains, bro.
Yeah, 20,000 orbs. This guy. That's 2 T-shirts, Tom. If you're playing at home,
we talked a little bit about this on ACT, but Ghost of Manute Bowl BDM in our Twitch chat room, he had problems growing a beard like I do. And he said that he found this Reddit page.
I need to see his before and afters.
Yeah. He sent it to me.
Oh, what the hell?
Or does that ruin? Because I don't know what he looks like.
I don't either. I want to know.
I don't like knowing what the chat people look like.
I thought it was a ghost of a tall ass black dude.
Yeah.
That's what I imagined. And then
he
it's
not that?
No,
like
just a
Danny DeVito beard.
Regular bearded fatso like everybody else. They're all bearded fatso.
Yeah. Now he's bearded.
He's not even a fatso, but I'm just calling him a bearded fatso.
Well, I mean, he's not an Adonis, is he? I mean,
he may be. I only saw him from the
listeners
neck
come in
up.
2 shades: fatso or Deltona skinny. Like that's it.
That's true.
That's it. That's all we got. There's no normos.
So
if you're a normo, write me. If you're a normo,
he claims that he started like foaming up his face with this Rogaine.
You don't have to say it like that. No,
minoxidil.
You put the minoxidil foam on your face. You don't foam up your face.
Okay, and then this Reddit page of a bunch of people that that swear by it and say it works before and afters. And he sent me a before and after, and he's like, "Look at my beard before and after. I put this Rogaine on my face. It grew."
How long's he been Rogaining?
Over a year, two times a day.
If you just go once a day, is it 2 years?
I don't know. I mean, this is just a bunch of Reddit
what if
people.
You just did it like once a month for 5 years?
Listen, not that I don't trust Ghost and Reddit pages, but I'd like to hear from some doctor out there, someone that says like,
Do you know a doctor? I don't know any doctor.
A hair, the follicle, because he's claiming that it just.
Let's call Dr. Actor. Let's see what's up.
If we rub,
what are your wife?
If we rub it on my tongue, in 1 year's time, will I have a hair tongue?
I think it has to be skin, right?
Yeah, well,
my tongue's got skin.
I told her about this, and she's just like,
she doesn't trust it.
Why does she know? No. But he's claiming that you have to have hair follicles, and then this is what Ghost of Manute Bowl says. The hair follicles that just grew like peach fuzz before will be stimulated to grow thicker, coarser hair, therefore filling your beard out.
Does he have one of those rollers that I was showing you guys?
Yeah, it's like that thing you usually put air holes in pizza dough.
Yeah.
His after picture, he's got a luxurious beard.
He's also nude.
Forward us the damn picture.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. But I just want to hear.
Break, we'll go check it
out.
out.
A derma roller. He says he does have one. See, I told you those work.
I can't do the
I did a lot of research on this yesterday during my lunch break, and I'm for it.
I don't want to roll holes into my cheeks.
We can't even convince you to fucking make a lunch.
That's
well,
true.
I'm motivated by the beard, though, because
He's also dipping into the tequila today, so you might get your wish. That's more than I've ever seen him drink. Yeah, he's just sipping it. I'm like, oh.
Because my entire life I've wanted to have a beard, and it was my dream, and then I gave up on my dream years ago.
That's a weird dream for me.
Because
you can't do it.
Imagine if
you just want the option.
Samantha, imagine if you didn't have titties. All right, I'm sorry. I don't
even know what to say about that.
No. But if you didn't have them, and then they were like weird looking or like
tubes,
but you're not weird looking. Yeah. You got to make it at least comparable.
Yeah, if you had
you
two
look good
hot
without
dogs
a beard.
growing, you do look good without a beard.
If I just had small titties, I'd be perfectly happy.
And
Probably
you do
better
look
for my
fucking
back.
weird with a mustache.
What would you say if we said we would not have hired you if you had small titties?
I'd believe you.
What about
correct answer? No, I'm kidding.
I'm trying to think because there's not really any comparable thing to a woman.
We did.
For a man, growing a beard is like a rite of passage.
No, but there are girls with small tits that would like bigger tits, but like I have them, so I know that it's not that great.
Yeah, but the only thing I can compare it to, you know when girls get thinning hair?
Yeah.
And that can be like literally demoralizing. Like that's like soul crushing, you know?
But you can get wigs.
Women and long hair, that's like a thing. It's still a thing.
Yeah.
It'll be a long time before we get to a point where we don't, still have these weird things that we've engineered for years.
I'm trying to think of something. Imagine maybe you had like bad coarse hair in your armpits and you were tired of shaving them every day.
Yeah, with just one thick hair.
and then
look like a nickel.
And
And it just grows out like a nickel in width.
And then you found out like about laser treatment, and you got it lasered off, and you're like, wow, no more shaving my armpits. I don't have to worry about it growing back.
What happened to mustache women? We used to have a lot of mustache women around.
They bleach it. I think laser treatment gets rid of it.
I liked it better when they would walk around with the mustache, too busy to do anything about it. I like a fat, older woman with a big mustache who's too busy handling her business to worry about what you think about her mustache. I'm serious about that. There is a level of confidence she has. No bullshit. I don't have time for you to make fun of my mustache. I got kids to drive around. I got shit to do.
So here's the problem, though. Apparently, based on the Reddit page and what the Ghost of Manute Bowl told me, you have to let it go again. So you have to start growing your beard out and then putting the foam on and then just let the beard. You can't shave.
You can't shave your gains.
Why not? I don't think it would. I know. I think that's
what they say.
According to everything I read, too, it said to leave it alone.
No, I don't think that matters.
And derma roll
it. Though you can't just like groom it. It's going to grow regardless.
Yeah. You got to derma roll it.
I'm with Butler. If you put the foam on there and you roll it good, you shave, you're fine. You got the foam in there.
But it's not going to instantly grow. What's going to happen is that it's going to grow my disgusto beard again, and then it's going to start after
burn that off.
8 months.
Throw a guard on that guy. Keep on putting your stuff on there. Keep it nice and short. You don't have to go ZZ
Ghost
top.
says you don't have to let it go. All you need is a little stubble. So you just need like a 5 o'clock shadow the whole time.
I agree.
Okay,
just keep it on a low guard.
You keep it on a low guard. You get like a 1 or a 2.
Are you in? Are you in?
What's the chances it works? I'm so skeptical.
Well, you backing down now.
You talk yourself out of everything, including every bit.
You'll have to have the Butler, like Butler's got going on.
Yeah, you gotta have that
stubble look.
And Butler doesn't look that gay.
Yeah, but my stubble,
George Michael.
I look like grosso, like white trash. And then,
I mean, you kind of look like
right
now.
I was.
Damn, that's that tequila's getting him good.
Yeah, I was gonna say today you look like. Right now you look like white trash shaved.
White trash went to court.
Because if you had stubble, you'd still. There is some truth to what Sam's saying. It's not like there's.
I mean, you walk around with stains on your shorts.
Oh, okay, well, don't bring that up. When I go to
the beard is the least of your
worries. And it's like he says it's smoothie, but I believe it's cum.
And I don't think that toe's ever growing back in.
Yeah. What happened to your toenail?
It's growing back. It's the boots.
It's the what?
It's the boots. Let's go to the Siri voice change. Donald Glover.
Everybody,
Siri.
turn your Siri right now to a cool, hip, multicultural teen, because that's what they've done. Has everybody changed their
I don't have Siri.
I've never even changed my ringtone or anything.
I still got the.
My phone's always on silent.
I still got the Jurassic Park.
If you talk to it now, if you're like, here, I'll get the weather. Now, regular Siri is different. Hey, Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently cloudy and 86 degrees. Expect rain starting in the afternoon and thunderstorms tonight. Temperatures are heading down from 86 degrees to 77 tonight.
See? Young, cool, multicultural teen.
All right.
I got Pat Mahomes in my pocket. I got Donald Glover in my pocket at all times. I have a cool young teen in my pocket.
What about like older British lady? That's who serves.
I don't do that anymore. Yeah, no, I changed it. This young hip. This guy's not. Obviously, he's not white. And he says things like, he's like, "Are you sure you want to send it?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he'll go, "Okay, I did it." Like, he says cool things. He says cool things to me. Like he's like, "Are you sure you want to send it?" And I'm like, "Change." And he's like, "That's cool." Like, he'll say things like that to me, and I'm like, this guy's fucking my new best friend. I love him.
You know when Joaquin Phoenix fell in love?
You know when Joaquin Phoenix? Do you know Joaquin Phoenix?
When he fell in love with the computer, his Alexa at home or whatever, that movie.
Her.
Is this the beginning of you just being friends with your phone? You got too excited about this.
I did get very excited.
And you put it on a list, and for me, it's a 0. I'm like, who cares what voice it is?
It's cracking me up because the voice tries so hard to be split the difference between white young guy and black young guy, and it seriously sounds like they're trying to create a thing.
Yeah, but you're like, this guy's my friend,
He's my buddy.
which is weird.
Yeah, I love it.
Could it be the future of like there be some AI and phones our kids have that just talks back to them? They're like,
that's a Black Mirror episode.
Like, I mean, that would be good. That'd be good for kids that are like super lonely. You know,
because you could
like those extreme weirdos.
But it could get bad.
It could, but
it could turn on you and kill you like space.
No, it can't turn on you and kill you.
Besides from turning on you, you
become a loner and just don't talk to actual society.
You start talking because over the pandemic, we learned that
social skills are important.
There's something about human interaction that we really want, right? We strive for. It's like now with going to Publix. When me and you were walking to Publix and talking to a cashier with no mask, I'm like, wow, this is weird and so much better of an experience. I could see a person's face. She's talking to me, and then I'm like, wow, that was a percentage. I couldn't even put a number to it, but a percentage better that actually was tangible to me.
Right. It moved the needle.
But if you have no friends and your phone could talk back to you, I think it would.
That'd be pretty cool.
Especially if there was no other human option and it was just your phone, your loner or whatever. It probably will get you by, right? Because it'll drive you crazy being
that was Mr. Robot. Not to bring that up all the time, but one of the FBI agents, she just was so invested in her job that like Alexa was like her fucking best friend. It was kind of sad.
We probably will live in a world like that, right? Like when the AI gets
well, in varying degrees, we already do it. Whether it be a stuffed animal for a kid, I mean. It doesn't. It's not real or anything, but there's a level of comfort, and there's something
and they'll
there.
make voices.
Yeah, and you use your imagination, and because I think that it's possible to have different levels of you, or even have a conversation with yourself. At least I know I do it, but I'm crazy.
So, which one have you done more? Have sex or pump a full tank of gas?
Yeah, this was a high thought.
Great question.
This was a high thought, and I had Samantha throw it on there. Which do you think in your lifetime you've done more? Pumped a full tank of gas into your car, or pumped a full tank of cum into your wife?
Oh, well, yeah.
I didn't need to say that part. But the tequila.
Can it be just regular sex?
Yeah. Ranch water.
I'll go first because I saw this and I was like, that is a good question. But I do have probably a definitive answer, and it's probably different than you think. I think I've had sex more.
Okay.
Only because
Sam and I disagree.
You preferenced. You said full tank. Because for the first,
he never puts in a full tank.
Well, in my entire now I do in my late 30s, right? But in my entire life, probably up until 35,
So what if I changed it? What if I changed the metrics on this and just said number of times you've had sex?
Gas.
So it'd be gas.
100%. Probably 10 times more. But not full tank, because I just started doing before, like even in my 20s, I'd go there and be like $10, which is the saddest thing in the world, by the way. If you've been super poor in your life.
I've done it.
And you've gone.
I've done $2, $3, $1. I've done $1 and whatever change I have on me to get my car home.
In my 20s, I fucked like a rabbit, though, man. It was all the time.
Do you think more gas than more gas?
Oh, no, definitely. I fucked more than.
You fucked more than gas? Okay. Yeah. Sam?
Fucked more than gas.
No. Any side, like even a little bit of gas?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my God. He's a real pervert.
And I've been with my husband for, not as long as Butler's been with his wife, but almost like 15 years or something.
Time.
And like a lot of times he drives, so he's pumping the gas. So.
Am I the newest relationship out of all of us?
No, because you've been with Andrea a long-ass fucking time, too, right?
Not as long as you've been with Crystal. And I've
been with my husband for 14 years.
I think I'm right at that.
Yeah.
What about you?
18.
Oh, my God. We're some lifers here. Jesus, we are not fun at all.
No.
Mine's some number that I'd scary to even think about.
39.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like 28 years.
I was 16, so the fuck was that a long time ago?
Jesus Christ. You want to take a break?
Yeah. We can take a break.
Yeah, unless you want to still dump. We can dump.
No. One more thing, dump them out
please.
that I had to talk about. So, we got a new sound bar, right?
Yes.
Finally, and it made a huge difference. Sony got a hookup from our BDM Jason.
Hookups.
This guy's Captain Hookup.
Buy my own goddamn soundbar.
And anyway, I used to have the $99 Walmart special, and then I upgraded. And so I've been watching a lot of Planet Earth, just like you do when you get a new TV.
When you get high and you start watching Planet Earth.
I'm like, oh, good, the sound sound is. Dolby Digital.
Oh, my God. I can hear him making a spider web.
My stepmom was the executive producer for that.
And so I'm watching the
Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't either.
Wait, it's her name on the credits?
Yeah, because I asked to get the interview. He's like, she won't do interviews with you. And I'm like, I don't know.
Like being in front of the camera.
So I'm watching, speaking of camera, the making of Planet Earth, and this is on Netflix right now. Right? So we're watching, and the kids all like they come there watching it. Right at the end of the making of Planet Earth, they do a walrus segment.
Bloopers?
Right? No. It's a walrus segment where they show the camera people. They're living in this hut in some island that the migration of walruses come to, and then all of a sudden they wake up the next morning and there's hundreds of thousands of walrus that they're filming on this island, right?
God.
There's this other island that has a rockier cliff face, and the whole point, and by the way, Planet Earth has gotten real depressing lately. It was all about how everything's dying and Earth is dying.
Yeah. The sweet spot was when it's we have the cameras, here's the magnificent, and then they dig deeper, and you're like, don't dig that deep.
And then you got the old man David Attenborough telling you how everything's dying. And by the way,
at this point, we cannot change the course that we are on. We can only witness it from the sidelines.
And David Attenborough's got some jacked up bottom teeth. My son's mentioned it. He's like, what's wrong? He's got a gold, silver tooth, and they're all crooked on the bottom. He's like, you got some money.
You don't know nothing.
Classic British smile.
Anyway, so they go to this one island. They're talking about climate change, how there's a higher water. So the walruses have to climb higher. They climb these cliffs to get away from the push, the surge.
They get away from his teeth. They're like, the walrus, we got good tusks.
They have to, as they come ashore by the thousands, the ones up front climb to the top of these cliffs to get away from the ones behind them because it keeps pushing, right?
It's like World War Z.
So they're climbing all the way to the top of the cliffs to get away from the other walruses behind them, and inevitably they start pushing each other off because there's no room on these cliffs. Off the cliffs.
Oh, my God. Then you got to go behind security and get back in the pit.
No, they die.
Maybe 300. Yeah,
they roll violently.
I hope you show this to your children.
My sons were watching it. My wife, she's like, turn it off. Walruses.
Give them grit, Tom. Do you want them to have grit or not? This is fucking nature.
Tommy was laughing like a psychopath.
I'm laughing. That's my friend, Team Pickles. Team Pickles, me and Tommy, man.
I was like, what the fuck? Max and my wife are upset about these walruses are tumbling. They're like fucking 500 pounds, and they're falling down jagged cliffs and breaking their fucking tusk off, and they're falling hundreds of feet, bouncing off and landing in a graveyard of dead walruses.
Oh my God. It's like Ralphie May climbing Machu Picchu.
And they're showing each one in slow motion.
Yes.
And David Attenborough's like, how sad is it as they fall, and there's blood is spurting out, and then there's just an army of dead walruses on the bottom of jagged cliffs, and they're like, this happens every year. And then Tommy's laughing at it, and Chris is like, don't show. I'm trying to turn off the fucking TV. I was like, why just show it Planet Earth? Jesus Christ.
That's what happens.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Did you have you could have just ended with walruses come.
Oh my God,
and
that's
then
good.
Did you have to show them falling violently?
I'm going to have to go find that now.
Yeah. The end of Making of Planet Earth.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. Let's take a little break. We'll come back. If you want to call in, we're wide open, baby. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at TomandDan.com if you want to get in a last-minute email. We've got Ross coming up next with news. This is Deep Valley. We'll be back. The name of this song is I Like Crime. I do. You know, as long as it's not against me. We'll be right back. I think this weekend I am going to gift my daughter her favorite food, but in a form she's never had before. I believe it is Maisie's first time to eat the deliciousness that is Gringos Locos.
Oh, are you going to get her a double D?
Well, she loves burritos, so it's going to be hard. But yes, I mean,
mouth hugger burrito.
Yeah, mouth hugger.
That's a gigantic burrito.
But she can eat 2 Taco Bell burritos now. It's time to upgrade. You know, I mean, both are
Come
great.
on, that's get her some Gringo.
I know, trash. I'm a trash dad.
I mean, if you, most of our listeners at this point have been to Gringos, this commercial should remind you.
It should just be
like
us,
me,
like Gringos, and that's it.
Every time I read a commercial of Gringos, I'm like, gotta go to Gringos. Like, I haven't been in a couple weeks. I'm gonna go. I like the quesadilla.
Yeah.
That pork quesadilla is so delicious.
It's the best drinking food you'll ever. If you're downtown drinking and you don't go to Gringos, you get a problem.
There's multiple locations now. There's the original downtown location on Washington.
Yep.
There's the Milk District location.
That's our home location. There's one on Michigan. There's two in the Amway because we're open, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pretty soon we're gonna have some concerts popping off.
If you're at a Solar Bears playoff game,
I love it. We're putting that into the universe. Call the Solar Bears and tell them we want to work with them.
You can go to Gringos at the Amway. There's a Gringos at UCF.
Yep. That's the only one I've never been to in the flesh, but that was because of COVID. But yeah, man, I'm taking her down there. If you like burritos, if you like, I love their queso. Like you said, I love their pork quesadilla. Is phenomenal. If you get double D's, that's a double layered taco. They slather that queso on a flour tortilla, and then they stick a fresh fried corn tortilla in there with all the meats and just fully loaded.
Their catering is unbelievable. If you have any event, big or small, get the Gringos Catering. I mean, they'll do double D bars. They'll have their employees make it for you, or they'll drop catering off for a birthday party. You can make your own.
Yeah.
They bring everything you need.
You can have old teens serve it, or you can be left alone. Your choice. Your choice.
It's gringoslocos.com.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here. Butler's here. The fish tank still here. Mm-hmm. Still a pain in the ass, and I'm not sure we're doing what we need to do with it.
It's good.
You think it's I don't know.
I'm going to start buying some online fish.
Okay.
I was sticking them in there, seeing what happens.
Okay. Speaking of online fish, let's go here.
Ross's Piece of Shit News.
Ross's News today brought to you by White Claw. I'm sure you've tried it. It's the best flavors of any hard seltzer. I've tried all other flavors of hard seltzers, and I cannot find a company that does it better than White Claw.
Yeah, I've had some other flavors. Had some last week with Sam. Pretty bad. Hold on.
How do you like White Claw, Ross?
Yeah, thanks for sponsoring the news, White Claw.
He's not a fan. I don't think. I don't think that's. I don't think I've ever. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen Ross drink a White Claw.
No,
he drinks champagne. He's champagne Jesus.
He's champagne Jesus.
I'm sure he's had a White Claw before.
I mean, not. I don't think he chose it.
I'm sure. I mean, how many people out there, percentage-wise, if you took a poll, have you tried White Claw? It's more than 50% of just random people walking around at this point, right? Or am I being skewed by my own bubble?
I think you're being skewed.
I can confirm for you that I have cracked one can of White Claw.
All right. How's it going, Ross?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good. What?
I have a peanut stuck in my throat. I'm so sorry. I hate peanuts. I'm sitting here dying while this whole thing is happening. I have so much to say. Anyway.
What Daniel was saying, I'm excited over this weekend, and then I have no idea.
I'm going out because, my wife and daughter have some dancing things that don't require me. And so I've been given a pass to kind of party. So I'm partying tonight and tomorrow night. And Ross, I will now defer to you. What is going on tomorrow night that people might want to know about?
Tomorrow night at the Bull and Bush, it's our 9-year anniversary show of Matt Gersting's Shit Sandwich Comedy Showcase.
Man.
I got comedians like Chris Buck. I got comedians like Kirk Bonacci from the Disney Channel. Simon Nash is flying in special from Texas.
What?
Bringing Will Blaylock down from Jacksonville. You know, I'm fucking excited. Marcus Crespo is going to be there. And I believe her first set back to comedy since she locked down, Carmen Morales.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, it's going to be crazy.
Wow. So, man, it's 9 years since he started the Shit Sandwich.
Tom hasn't been to one.
How dare you? I'm going to go eventually.
9 years, couldn't make it one.
I think year 10, he'll still roll around there.
Nobody even wants everybody. Nobody wants me there. Ross doesn't want me there. Nobody wants me there.
That is true. I don't want you there.
No. And everybody's like, "Oh, you don't go out to my things. You don't want me there. Like, you don't want me talking to you. You don't want me talking to your audience. I'm annoying to everybody."
Now you get it. This guy gets it.
Listen, I'm annoying to Ross. You guys.
Why are you being so mean to yourself today?
No, I'm just being honest.
Okay. Well, head out there. What time's everything kick off, Ross? And what time would you say we should arrive?
Man, show's at 9. If you want a seat, you probably better get there by like 8:30ish. I'm guessing. If you want to watch a fat guy set up PA, definitely don't be there later than 8:15.
All right,
I'll be there.
So Ross, what are we going to start off with today?
All right, news today. We got some brutal stuff going on in the news today, guys. Let's jump right into it. This is from Belarus. This guy, Stepan Latipov. He was arrested for where's his charges? Organizing riots, resisting police, and fraud. They later accused him of planning to poison the police. He claimed he did none of it. They brought him in for his trial in Minsk, which they have that cool Russian feature. I don't know if you've seen it, where they put you in a cage to put you on trial.
I like the cage.
Tiger cage with bars and shit.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it, but I'm a fan of the cage.
I do like the cage. Yeah. When I see the defendant there in a horrible suit, I think I'm just like, I'm like, which one is it? Him? He's the what? If they're in a cage, I'll be like, oh, that's the guilty one. Yeah. And then as a juror, I'll be like, it makes it easy. I'm like, oh, the guy in the cage,
I'm
guilty.
Like, guilty cage. Yeah, I saw the cage. He's guilty. He's in a cage.
Probably not even a jury in Russia. Right? Just what do we got here? Like.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Just a judge and executioner. It's a Judge Dredd style. How does that work?
Well, this is in Belarus again. First of all, so they gave him a chance to address the court, so he had that going for him at least. He got up, he took his mask off, and he said, "Quote, Father, police officers told me I will be put into the confinement cell, and my relatives and neighbors will be prosecuted under criminal law if I do not confess," end quote. And then, instead of confessing, he took what people said looked like a pen and stabbed himself in the neck until he fell down.
Oh my God!
Damn.
So he
said they were gonna. He said they told him they held him in a cell for 51 days, tortured him, and they told him, "Hey, you either confess in court or your dad's getting the same shit," and he chose to cut his own throat instead. Now, that happened. That goes down. Blood's everywhere. They go to get him out of the tiger cage, and whoever was responsible for that either wasn't there or couldn't find the key. They couldn't get into the cage for quite a while. But they did get him out and took him to the hospital.
Did he die?
Oh, my God.
No, he's still alive.
Oh, well, that's you blew it.
I don't think
they're really going to get you and your family because you told the secrets.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd be able to stab. Right? I don't think I'd be able to stab myself in the neck with a pen enough to kill myself.
Well, don't even try if you're not going to get it.
You hit that fucking femoral artery.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think I could, Ross. I've thought about this before. I've thought about could I take a knife and just slash my? I don't think I could. I don't think I could do that.
As a dad, Dan. As a dad, somebody's got Maisie. They're like, we're gonna torture Maisie. I'm
a dead motherfucker. Yeah, I'm a dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's all about motivation.
Well, he blew it. Because now they're going to torture her family worse because you said the secrets and you tried to fuck the system up by killing herself. They're going to get you.
They also told him, right? Didn't they straight up tell him his dad was getting, families were coming for you?
Also, I'm very stupid, Ross. I don't know where Belarus is. I have no idea.
You just went for Russia.
Yeah, because I was
close.
Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah.
They got the RUS in there. You're good.
But it's a Russia type thing, right? No, it's a corrupt, crazy. Well, that's what we're talking. The system is fucked in Belarus.
I mean, our system's fucked, right?
Not this bad though.
No,
it's just north of the Ukraine.
I'm just saying, there's
we'll let someone execute a pedophile if he's about to tell the secrets, but other than that, we treat our prisoners pretty good, right?
Like, no, you're right. Okay.
We're gonna, every once in a while, the Epstein, we're like, government's like, we gotta kill this guy. But other than that, everybody, is that right? Like, that was the only sketchy thing that's really, I mean, besides, like, real egregious thing and that's happened in my lifetime where it's like, oh shit, that seems fucking fishy.
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
Someone high up, like, killed this guy. Anyway.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought for a second they got Jared.
Oh, no, he's on the lamb.
Well, he doesn't have any secrets. Yeah. Like the regular pedophiles are just put in jail.
Well, he did have one secret, and it was I believe it was the Veggie Delight.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this going to help? Like, did he actually, by getting attention and telling people in the world what's going on, is that going to save his family in any way? Like,
what do you think?
Well, I think no.
I think
made
you
it worse.
answered it. I think you already answered this.
Yeah. I
mean, either one of two things is true. Either that was just an idle threat all along, and they really got him to buy into it, or they are going to arrest everybody who knows and fucking torture them too.
Yeah. It seems like
terrible,
that,
man.
And it seems like they won't let this guy kill himself, and they'll just torture him, for to the end of time, right?
Yeah.
Because like he's already proven that he can stab himself in the neck. Therefore, he probably will try to kill himself again, right?
Yeah, they'll put him on suicide watch.
Yeah.
At the end of time.
Yeah, God.
Did he? When he was sitting there in the cage after you stabbed yourself in the neck, does anybody
for a long time? Because I remember they couldn't get him out.
Yeah. Are they talking to him? Is he saying like I wonder? He's still conscious.
How does your neck feel? I don't know. It still feels bad, like pin. There's pin in there.
And also, you have the adrenaline and like everything to do the first couple stabs, but then when you're laying,
it starts to hurt and bleed, and then you
you're like right? Because he probably it took enough time.
It's like me in wakeboarding. I'm good. The first run, I'm pretty good, and then 2, 3, and 4 are a little wonky because I'm gassed out. I gassed myself out.
Because theoretically,
so it took me a minute to find an article that even described what he did really at all in any kind of detail. So like his move was he said all that stuff about they're going to torture my dad. He put something white in his mouth, like he bit down on a folded piece of paper or like some cotton or something he had. He like to bite down on, right? And then all the initial reports were saying he cut his throat. And then the one I found said he had a pen-like object. So either like punched it in and slashed or like did the dot across and tried to like, perforate the whole way across.
Good
and
God.
apparently he
That's
did
a real man.
He's in the cage. He's on a wooden bench, and he collapsed on the wooden bench, and he kind of laid there until they could get to him.
Oh man,
it's again a rough day.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate. That's an unfortunate Tuesday.
Yeah. We're all just saying we got bad days. They're like my Chipotle took 3 hours, and then this motherfucker stabbing his neck with a pen to save his family.
Well, at least he went to the hospital,
and he didn't do it.
He collapsed.
He made it worse.
He collapsed on a wooden bench.
Then you're in some hospital, and you're like, they're gonna get me good and my family now.
But why even put him in the hospital if you're going to get him good, right?
They have to do some sort of like dog and pony show or this other.
So it's not a real hospital.
An example out
it's
of
just guys. It's like Steven Seagal dressed like an orderly.
I don't know. Who knows?
Punching you in the flanks,
dude. Especially all around Russia. That whole shit is a fucking sketchy.
As soon as you said Russia, I forgot about Belarus. I went right to Russia.
Yeah, that shit is not a democracy and is a scary ass. Like the government will murder you, no problem, and and it's not even. It doesn't even seem like they're hiding it at this point. This guy was killed with a uranium BB. But they won't say it. But this guy was killed with a uranium BB, and because he was spoke out against the Putin or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, well. They did it for sure. Like, who else killed him with a uranium BB?
Imagine?
Like, the reporter that spoke out against Putin was killed by a uranium BB.
Can you imagine the amount of damage my dad could have done to carpenter beetles and bees if he'd had uranium BBs? Because he would shoot bees out of the sky with the old Daisy Copperhead classics. But uranium BB, that's got to be the coolest way to go, right?
No. I think
not even part of the news, you guys. But I was talking to somebody about the recent hackings, like the pipeline that got hacked, the beef factory that got hacked or whatever. And I was saying, because Biden's response is like, pretty sure it's you, Russia. I'd consider having people knock it off if I was you. And I was talking to somebody, they're like, what would you even want Russia to do? I was like, divert 10% of the Pussy Riot squad of this, Get the fuck off of Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
Find these goddamn hackers in your borders.
Yeah, I think, are they not, I may be wrong on this, I think they're in the States now.
Oh, yeah?
Some of them. Yeah, some of them because I could be totally wrong on that, but they've been doing they've been popping up on online concerts, and then bigger names are starting to kind of come in, try to help them out, I think. I'll try to
Don't drink any unlabeled tea, Pussy Riot.
No,
stay the fuck away.
No, don't eat or drink anything in Russia. Just go there, stay, breathe, and come home. What else you got?
Okay, we're going to keep it brutal. Chinese Ultramarathon last week. A bunch of people signed up, running through the mountains. A freak storm blows up. 21 people dead.
Oh,
Jesus.
It started at 9 a.m. People ran off into the mountains. It looked like rainy and windy, but nobody really had any idea. 3 hours in, heavy rain, gales, hail. One runner said the rain felt like bullets hitting her face.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 21 dead. It would have been 27, except there's this fucking shepherd up in the mountains, right? He's like, oh shit. He's out there with his sheep. He's like, here comes the fucking weather. Better bounce to my emergency cave, which he has, a fully stocked emergency cave. And then, so he's chilling in his cave, and he just sees some dude run by with hail battering him.
Oh my
runs
God.
out, grabs him. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, I don't know. There's hundreds of us. Help. And so this shepherd just keeps Forrest Gumping out into the storm and grabbing people, and saved 6 people that legitimately would have died in the mountains without this guy.
I saw the story. Yeah,
shit.
Like this thing is like legit the scariest competition on earth.
Yeah. So how'd they die? Was it like a flash flood, or was it just exposure? Like, did it get?
They're all dressed to run a marathon. They're wearing fucking Umbros and a fucking tank top, and then like in what was maybe like a chilly day, suddenly it's goddamn Hurricane Charlie hitting them.
Yeah, but with like hail,
50 plus miles.
And they just froze or died of exposure.
No, I think it was more battering elements than it would be freezing.
Well, the hail didn't pelt them to death, right? Or
I think between that and I thought that there were floodwaters in some ways that had taken people away. Could be wrong on that too.
Like hypothermia.
I'm just a headline guy now. I read the headline and then I judge accordingly.
It's just weird. Like, it's weird that many. I mean, that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
That's the amount of people that die yearly at Everest or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like 27.
But this guy that Ross
21?
is talking about, this shepherd, he did have a. Like, legitimately, he deals with this all the time, so he had like a little cove that he was ready to go.
I have such a bad perception of China just from the
China.
I'm sorry.
China.
I'm sorry, I didn't pronounce it. Just, like, do they give this guy some award? Like, the government present him with some sort of like?
Well, they're just not going to kill him with a uranium beam.
Is there like? I'm sure there's going to be some sort of parade for this guy.
The Golden Staff Award.
Tiananmen Square Award.
Something, right? They do for him, right? For saving that many lives?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's not like America. Like we're aren't we the place where like the little kid we
love awards.
Like the little kid, he waved to like help the power company find the area where they had to put up the power lines again. So then we bring that kid up on stage with a line of German shepherds, and we pin a purple heart, right?
Yeah.
We're the people
love
that do that. I think in China, that shepherd was just doing what, like, does the shepherd deserve anything for just being a good human being? And just, shepherding people to his cave? I don't know.
This is actually what he had to say after the fact, after, like, where you're saying, they should be given the full Star Wars. He said there were still some people that could not be saved. There were 2 who were lifeless, and I couldn't do anything for them. I'm sorry.
No, he was a real man.
Yeah. He don't want no award. He's got sheep to care about.
Yeah.
Now he's got to restock his cave. How long does that take?
Also, by the way, if you could see this guy's cave, he doesn't have a shelf to put a trophy on.
It's bad, right? Yeah. It's
Yeah, I can imagine if you're first of all, if you're still a shepherd, if that is your primary income and that's your job, I imagine it's rough going, right?
Right now,
just
thriving,
just
thriving.
hard.
I saw a sheep farm in Georgia, and it blew my mind.
Yeah,
really?
they still exist.
I was like, huh. Never see that in Florida.
It's
they don't have shepherds in Georgia. They have T.G. Shepherds, which is a country singer. Look it up.
And then you got your
Listen, though, the shit hits the fan, and we can't charge our fucking iPhones or get chili from Costco or anything. We're fucked. But this guy's fine with the sheep.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. He's got clothing. He's got meat, mutton. Right? Isn't that what that's called? Mutton.
Is the ultra marathon? Does it have to be a certain, is it over 100? Travis, you know about this shit, right?
No, he doesn't. He's gonna throw a number out there and
Travis
have no
doesn't
idea.
know anything.
A regular marathon, 26 miles, does an ultra have to be double?
Ultra marathon is...
Double marathon?
42.195 kilometers.
Okay, so a little under double marathon.
26.2 miles.
Well, that's a regular.
Oh, wait, the most common ultra doesn't.
We have a BDM ultra marathon runner.
Yeah. Is it Patrick?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know who you're.
And it has to be through harder terrain, right? Not necessarily just.
So there's
flat.
no limit, but they begin at 50 kilometers.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So they begin at a little less than or about a double marathon, basically, and then it's usually through woods or some shit, outdoor trails, right?
What's the most boring ultra marathon? Is there one where you're just going around a small middle school track and you just do that 1 million times?
There are people that do that, yes, that set records.
But that's what I want. I like that better than the...
those people that ran marathons in their apartments during COVID and stuff like that, they were running in places and stuff like that. You got marathon awards. Swear to God.
Oh, yeah. That's stupid. You can't run in place and claim that you did a marathon. No, I will not accept.
What says you, Ross? Because I think Ross holding a champagne bottle running a marathon would be awesome.
That was a joke on IT Crowd fucking 10 years ago, so...
that shouldn't count. And the ultra marathon has to be through some sort of woods for it to count for me.
They normally are.
All right, next story.
To answer your questions, Tom, I think it was 170 people, the 21 who died. Pretty much everybody had hypothermia. That's what's up and down.
So it was cold.
Yeah.
And then, so for this race, if you finish the prize for completion of the race, 1,600 yuan, $248 US.
All right. So totally worth it.
What do you get for finishing, Goofy's Disney marathon?
Yeah.
You get some dumb medal with Goofy, and I'd rather take the 250.
Yeah. And it costs you
$500.
Yeah, $500 to enter, and you get a plastic.
You stay out there. You get free tickets to the park, though. Oh, you can't do anything because it's COVID.
You think these ultra marathon runners were less adapted to stay alive because most of them had zero body fat? Most of these guys, the ultra marathon runners, they have zero body fat. They run it all off.
No toenails either.
They all look like they have cancer because even my brother-in-law Jetson,
he's so lean.
He's an Ironman.
Weird.
He can't keep fat on him because he's training so much, and all these guys, they can't keep any fat, so they're literally gaunt. And I wonder if you're out exposed to the elements that you die faster that, right? Because I wonder if you put us out there, we could survive just by keep moving because we have body fat.
Straight for the cave. I'm gonna run straight for the cave.
I wonder if you die faster without the body fat, and plus maybe you're not carrying the stores of fat and stuff.
We wouldn't go as far on the first day of running because we're not good runners.
But we survive.
But we would survive better because we're fatter.
There's a science behind that?
I don't know.
It makes sense, right?
It does make sense, but it sounds weird.
Because it seems like you should have been able to, even with the bad storm and the cold, I guess, that many people died from, it seems like you...
Do you think that many people were trying to get the edge over the other people that may have seek shelter and they were like, I'm just going to run through this fucking shit and I'm going to try and get ahead of the race and I'm going to get through the brunt of it and I'll end up, and I'm going to end up on top while all these people are hiding in this fucking cave or seeking shelter under a bridge or whatever the fuck they do.
Well, those ultra marathon runners, if their nutrition is a little bit off and they don't have the right protein and the right carbs at the right time, they'll crash and then they can't finish, right?
Yeah.
And then so I imagine if you're on the verge of crashing and it's that, and then all of a sudden you add a super cold weather, you die. Right? It's like your body just has nothing left.
Because you're preparing for something other than what was thrown at you. Sure, makes sense.
I like that what Tom took from this is that he's better prepared to fight in extreme weather as a fat fuck than an ultramarathon.
That's what I took.
Yeah.
I'm team fat fuck.
It just seemed like a lot of people to die. I don't know.
Skinny little ultramarathoners and put some good old American fattos out there to see what happens.
Next story.
I don't believe this shepherd was too fucking fat, and this guy's running in there and hauling bodies out of the store.
That's true.
You know?
He was working.
Yeah, but he had like a
shepherd
sheep's wool on. I know what he looks like. He looks like
he looked like Joseph. He looked like Jesus' dad.
What's the movie that we got it from the Grizz? It was like Paul Newman, and he was like a mountain man, and they called him the Grizz. That's where we got the nickname the Grizz.
I don't know that movie.
Yeah, it's like he's a mountain man. I think it's called Mountain Man, something like
good
that.
Good job. Well done, Tom.
Anyway, he wears bear pelts.
Robert Redford?
Robert Redford. Sorry, not Paul Newman. Robert Redford.
Called Mountain Man.
The Sundance Kid. Butch Cassidy, a Sundance Kid.
He's dressed in a bear pelt and, I
always wanted to wear the bear head on my... Like the bear, like I'm playing Assassin's Creed, the Viking one, and you get to wear the bear head. But I looked at it, and I'm like, it would start to stink, right?
No, I think once they do the thing with it.
What's the thing? Because I contend that it would always stink. It's always going to have an odor. It's not going to smell like a Stetson cowboy hat. You know, it's like you're putting a dead bear head on your skull.
And then I think, then your stereotype. There's like, the bear head guy. I know who he voted for.
Exactly. And they're like, you would have stormed Wally's dad?
They took the bear.
I'm just wearing my bear hat.
They took the bear head and the American flag.
They took everything.
All right, Ross. What's the next
story? We'll get
this
country great again.
There is a weird amount of bear mythos in your history, Tom.
Yes, you're right. We always come back to it.
Too much bear in your backstory.
Always come back to it.
Interesting animal. Ross, we're going to bring this up during Dump 'Em Out, but did you see that internet video of that teen that pushed the grizzly bear over her wall? Because
it's so good.
Have you seen that on the internet?
Yeah, I did.
And people are like, wow, she's so brave. The only thing I thought was a fucking idiot. I'm like, that bear would have killed you so easily.
No, there's a part of me that looked at it and said, I think I could push a bear who's trying to balance off of a wall. And I was like, I think I could do the same thing. I don't think it's that special. I think I could push a bear off a wall.
Who's got the balls?
Who put the bomb in the bomb?
I'm just saying,
Tom, be careful. You have a rare opportunity to back Dan into a physical challenge.
I can get a grizzly. Dude,
don't tell him, Ross.
A grizzly bear will fuck you up so easily, kill you instantly so easily.
They're killing machines.
But she claims she didn't realize it was a bear until after she pushed.
I believe that.
She had so much adrenaline.
It looks like that. It looks like what a mom would lift a car off a kid. That's what it looks like. It looks like this girl loves her
dog and such.
Of course, she didn't really think about it. You were acting, but it's like, if you thought about it for 1 second, like Crystal said, she's like, you would do that for Lena. I was like, no, I would not. Like, no fucking way. If I saw
for your kid, though.
Oh, for my kid, I would. But I would fully expect the grizzly bear to start biting my neck off. Like, just
or a 3/4 full can of White Claw. Yeah.
Yeah. Tangerine only.
Like, a grizzly bear will kill a human, no problem. It's not a black bear. Like a black bear, I'll kick at it or whatever.
Where was this from? The story? Like, it's not Ross's story. It was in California because it looks very much like a... It looked like another country to me.
Yeah, it did. It almost looked like a little Chinese terrorist.
Yeah, it looked like an Asian area, and I think the girl might have been Asian, but I don't know.
It probably was.
I'm pretty sure it was American. I saw it on the AP Wire today, and I just didn't bring it up because it's more of a visual thing. You know, like lady pushed a bear. It doesn't really.
Yeah. No. But you watch the video, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I watched a lady push a bear out of Maco's multiple times.
I don't like. On Reddit, I think it's called like a typical day in Russia or something like that. And it's just always Russians fucking around with bears, dude, like giving them shots and sharing sandwiches with them and they pal around with bears over there. So like, I think maybe this was like more of a, not domesticated, but more, if it's crawling over a fence looking for some trash, it's used to people and people stuff. So maybe it's not as prone to attack as it would in the wild.
Yeah, but it had its cubs with it too. That's where I was like,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, yeah. In the story, I read it because I was like, oh my! When I saw it, and then I started reading. I was like, well, maybe it was sick, and it wouldn't have. But then I was like, it had its cubs by it, and I was like, oh man, you fuck around with a grizzly bear, and it's got cubs near you, dead. Like it will kill you and bite you to death with no problem, like easily.
One swipe, right? I mean, the claws and
rip
the
you open
string.
like Leo.
Yeah. I mean, and killed all your dogs. Anybody who police would have been shooting him to death, no problem.
Bad.
Anyway,
what else you got, Ross?
All right, we talked a couple weeks ago about Kami Rita. This guy, he just broke the record for climbing Mount Everest 25 times. He was on the way up for the 26th time. He was at Camp 3, made camp for the night, took a little nap, had a bad dream. Okay, he said the weather turned bad. He had a bad dream, and he said, "quote The gods were telling me not to go, and because I really believe in God, I decided to return." End quote. And then he would not tell anybody what the dream was. Just hauled ass back down the mountain.
Publicity stunt, fake news. If you've had this much, the only reason I feel this way a little bit, if you've had this much publicity, and I know he's a Sherpa, I know the guy's legit, but why, if you've done this so many times and you've had this vision, right? I mean, you got a little taste of the fame. The first article that was written about you, you're going up for the next one, and you fake news.
Well, he already broke the record. Maybe he's people are superstitious, and they're like, I had the dream, whatever. I wonder what happens,
Obviously, I would imagine, based on culture, he's a religious man. I don't know what it would be, but...
If you're the dentist that paid, $40,000 or whatever to go up, and that guy, the guy who just set the world record, goes back down, you follow him, right? I'm charging on!
Yeah, no, when he says he saw the vision of, hellfire raining down on the mountaintop, yeah, I'm with you, bro.
Or an avalanche.
Or race you down.
No, he knows
seriously.
If
I'm the dentist, I'm your vision. There's nothing. You're not supernatural.
Nope.
I'm going up there.
Disagree. He could be feeling the ground. He could be feeling an avalanche that started.
Yep.
I'm going with him.
But I've got a NORAD system. I can see the weather. I know.
Nothing.
I'm just saying.
Got nothing.
Yeah, those companies, they have sophisticated weather system. They know the windows and stuff.
Yeah, but this guy's Jordan, and he just walked out at halftime. I'm with him.
He's just tough.
Nobody's done it more than him. He's the guy with the most notches on his fucking belt.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean he's supernatural. His vision doesn't mean shit. Did anything happen? Did a storm come and kill everybody? No, it didn't. Nothing happened.
Maybe
they showed him seriously, right?
Maybe the storm that he was confusing it with was the one that killed the 27 people that the shepherd couldn't save.
I think he had diarrhea.
Thank you, Sam.
No, a guy
Sam weighing in with the typical Tom and Dan comment.
What
have we fucking done to you when you say those things? You know what? No pizza party for you.
Damn it.
You're supposed to be a voice of reason, a beacon.
I thought that was pretty reasonable.
The real man Sherpa just squirts diarrhea behind a rock and then goes about his business.
I think he just does it in his pants.
They can't. You can't go in your pants.
Yeah.
I don't think I have
but
enough.
It's hot, right?
I don't think I have enough pressure to get it clean.
They do.
You got to get it clear.
They make a shitsicle. You got to shoot it out.
I think they have many porta potties in their tents.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They got little.
What do you do with the porta potty after you put it in your back and carry it?
Shitting in a Homer bucket.
You shit in a bucket, then you take it. I think
they burn it.
They have different levels of. There's probably some big plastic waste disposal unit that they. This shit is a business.
Why do they even bother up there? Just throw it in the ice.
You can't. They probably have rules.
I hate that at a national park. They're like, don't put this here. I'm like, this place sucks anyway. I'll put it wherever I want.
Dude, that guy that guy that set the record trekking across Antarctica, it was illegal for him to leave his feces on, so he had to bag it up and then take it with him. He couldn't leave it on the trail.
That's weird. You couldn't bury it.
No, who's driving behind him?
Yeah, I guess,
there's a cop driving behind. What do we have here? Somebody decided to take a poo-poo.
Yeah, but those type of guys, they're endurance nerds. So they follow every, the
rules. Yeah,
they follow the rules. They have their
Logic Man is that to a degree. Where Logic Man
60 bags right there.
He's just so logical that even me saying like, "Oh fuck that," he'd be like, "Oh no, you cannot do that. You have to follow the rule."
Yeah. Endurance nerds. They do everything by the book. Anyway, next story, Ross.
All right, guys, they caught him.
Who?
They've been looking for him for 20 years. Habib Talukder, they call him Tiger Habib. He's been killing tigers for 20 years. He's officially charged with just a few poaching charges, but they're saying he's got 70 tigers under his belt. He did this in India, Bangladesh. He'd go into it's the only place in the world where they have this one kind of tiger that kind of swims and gets into the trees where there's standing water and shit. And this guy would go into the swamp by himself, kill a tiger, haul it out, and then sell it down to the bones.
That's crazy.
Pretty cool. 70 tigers, my God.
70 fucking tigers. But go ahead, Tom. Tell him how to hunt a tiger.
No. I'm just saying fucking imagine the balls it takes to wander off into a swamp with. I mean, maybe he probably has a high-powered rifle, right? He's not killing it with
I want a
machete.
Bone knife, not a metal knife.
I don't know.
I want bone knife.
Also, fuck this guy, right? For killing the last wild tigers on Earth, a piece of shit.
You really want a Grizzly Man scenario where the tiger got him, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of that Planet Earth episode,
this was illegal, Ross? Is that why?
Yeah,
it's
poaching,
100% illegal.
Yeah.
And the Bengal tigers that he's hunting, there's just over 100 of them left, basically, according to censuses they can do.
Yeah.
My God.
So this guy's still almost as many as there are left on the planet.
When you have less tigers than Remy has listeners to his podcast, there's a fucking problem. And I mean that with love.
Tigers may win on it.
I mean that with love.
So, what's the punishment? Because I know sometimes, in certain countries, they are allowed to kill poachers. The law enforcement, they can literally kill them, shoot and kill them.
What?
Yeah. Well, that if they find poachers on a particular land, they illegally can kill them.
Can you imagine just be standing there and the guy's like, yeah, well, we were talking about it and we can legally kill you now, so we're going to kill you now.
Maybe in a scenario where they feel threatened, but I think it's one of those things where I felt threatened. There's a
no, but if I'm
massacre.
just standing there, the guy walks over, he's like, I'm going to kill you now. Well, this is bad.
So they'll put him on trial, and I think, tigers are revered in India, so they'll probably give him the harshest punishment, right?
No, it says here he's actually going to be turned over to the tigers for tiger justice.
All right.
Oh, I'd watch that. Planet Earth. Put it on Planet Earth.
They're like, there's not enough tigers left to kill a guy like we can.
Their justice is one-on-one fights, and he keeps taking down tigers.
Yeah, what if this guy's just made to kill tigers? He's like, I'm sorry, dude. I was born to do it.
Our planet is fucked, right? It's that I'm watching this Planet Earth.
I was going to say, you watched Planet Earth, didn't you?
And and they did an episode where they tried to film one of the last Siberian tigers left, and they spent some insane amount of time, 6 months, and with cameras just to film one tiger, but one of the last ones left, and you're like, oh my God, this is
don't set the cameras up. You got to shoot it, stuff it, and then we'll film it.
I'm just saying, it's we've ruined it, right? We're screwed.
Yeah.
All right.
All we have now is the internet. Let's not ruin that.
We'll probably be okay. We'll probably peter out in a hospital somewhere, but our kids are fucked.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, good thing I didn't have kids. Team no kids.
Well, we have one last story, Ross.
Okay, are we down to the last story? Because I've been saving this one for you guys.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Woo! Spain, Madrid. Spain, for whatever, deciding to chime in on the anniversary of George Floyd's death.
Oh, no.
Not even Spain. Spain's postal service deciding to chime in on the anniversary of George Floyd's death with what they called equality stamps. And these are stamps that are they're a rectangle of a plain color, ranging from Band-Aid, standard Band-Aid, to a little bit darker than that, to a little bit darker than that, to flat black. Okay. The reason that the equality stamps are drawing a little bit of fire in Spain is that because the stamp that is, for example, the color of you and me, Tom, it costs 1.6 of whatever their unit is, and the darkest one costs 0.7 of whatever the Spanish dollar is. So they made the darker stamps lower price and the lighter stamps. Okay, so it's $1.95 for the lightest color, and the darkest one costs 85 cents.
So they were supposed to represent skin tones.
Okay.
So the lighter, quote, skin tones cost more than the, quote, darker skin tones.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well,
I'm totally joking. I'm totally joking.
Well, why would they do that?
They were going for, a sort of like, this person is represented more in society this way. But it had to be pointed out to them that it could be seen as these people are worthless because of the color of their skin.
You devalued their color.
Yeah, but you got to look at it. What's their intent, right? So you can't give them that much shit. It's like at least.
But was it? Because this seems like a huge oversight. I mean,
seems like it would have been easy not to make that mistake.
Right.
But their intent was to be positive and not negative, right?
Are they different?
If their intent was to be negative, then fuck them. But if their intent was to be positive and they just didn't look at how that could be viewed, then it's just bad marketing. But it's not. I don't really blame them, besides from being idiots.
Well, I would ask this: like, are they like stamps? Like in America, we have stamps that only have one value, right? Or you can buy whatever. So are these different variations of units of postage? Because like,
it doesn't. They will mail differently.
Okay. That makes sense. So here's what I would say to the marketing department in Spain.
Bad job.
Anytime you have to do this, you can do this. You can totally do this. You just got to flip it, and you just got to make the what's more abundant, the wider stamps. You got to make those the cheap ones, right?
This stinks.
And then there's nobody to even talk about it. But
do the same thing and invert it, Dan, and you got no problem.
Yeah, I mean, there is no problem with that. And I don't think anybody would even notice if you'd done it that way. I mean, just be a little more mindful. Be in the moment when you're doing shit.
Make them all the same price.
Or make them all the same price. But their postage might work differently. I don't know what I'm speaking on here. So
this is probably whoever decision maker came up with this idea. It was their idea, and they pushed it through. Maybe past people that were bringing up like, hey, what about if people look at it like this?
Too fast.
They're like, nope, this is a good idea. And
it's working fast. Sometimes when you work fast to try and be like a good reaction to what's happening in the world, you fuck it all up.
Spanish Postal Service could have saved a lot of money consulting me early on, and I just would have been like, you don't need to chime in on the anniversary of George Floyd's death. Just fucking shut the fuck up.
There's a good one. All right. That sometimes trying to do more, sometimes people are, we live in a time now where I think social media makes everybody feel like when there's something bad happening that you need to give your opinion of what's happening that's bad, because if you don't, then people might think you don't care. And that's not the case. Like I have learned that sometimes you can just shut your mouth and be okay. And you'll be just fine.
There's the other side of it where people emailed us like, last year and they said, you guys should say something.
Yeah.
And because we thought, well, we'll just not talk about it because
we're not the guys that you don't want to hear us say anything about that. We're not your source of fucking news.
Exactly. What we don't have, obviously everybody's got an opinion, but it's like, why should we say something about it? It doesn't feel like it's necessary. We should stay out of it. And then people are like, you should say something. So it's like, maybe they're like,
damned if you don't.
Yeah. And it's like their intent, at least maybe they're trying to do something and trying to, raise awareness, and they thought they were doing something good, and they didn't look how it would be interpreted by the rest of the world, or even by, I'm sure, their own country. They're like, why the fuck did you do this? This is stupid. So it's like,
their optics are off.
Yeah. Unless, like you said, this was nefarious to begin with, then fuck them. But I doubt it.
I just typically I don't look to Spain to find how I should feel about things happening in my own country. So.
All right, Ross. So Shit Sandwich this Saturday.
Yep, 9-year anniversary. Matt Gersting Shit Sandwich Comedy is going to be there at the Bull and Bush. You said 8:30 if you want to really try and get a seat. So get there a little bit early.
That would be my recommendation, especially with that good table that you had last time and you saw that guy eat a cigarette, Dan.
That dude, you're channeling my thoughts because that was like.
And I forgot to mention, we might also. There's like a 50-50 chance David Jolly will be there because he's coming from another show. All right, now you guys know I've been working on my Foley degree, and I'm in This is a Foley work theory class I'm taking now, so this is a made-up Foley. I'm going to try it out on you guys. This one is going to take place entirely inside your own head.
I did it.
I can't read it.
I did it. He can't read. Tom can't read.
yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. Bank, vault, hold on.
Door.
Bank, vault, deer.
Vault, door, creaking.
Why isn't your monitor on? You could see it if you.
I turned on your computer, Grandpa.
I forgot to turn it on.
That's a good one, Ross.
No.
You guys didn't say anything about my gross nail. Thank you.
Did you have on too small boots?
Your snowboard boots are too small. Yeah.
Well, how did you get that black?
Is
black
it a bird
nail?
watching accident?
Sort of. I was stacking up extra bricks on the birdwatching platform, and I fucking American History X'd my own nail against another fucking brick with a brick on top of it, dude.
Oh,
ouch.
Ross, do you have binoculars for your bird watching?
No, I don't.
I need to get some. I was going to ask you about it.
Ross, do you find when you hurt... Okay, were you high when you did this?
Yes.
When I'm high and I hurt myself really bad, it fucks with my sensations where it almost...
Oh, you calm your pants.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I do that too.
Oh, then you need to try asphyxiation when you have sex.
Gives me an orgasm-like feel where it's like so much pain I feel pleasure.
Off.
Is that what the whipping and shit is?
Yes.
But
Where have you been?
But it only happens when I'm high. But it never, only when I'm high. If I'm not high, nothing just hurts.
This guy's high.
This did also almost make my skull explode, only because, usually I'll scream something, I'll scream, fuck a snake or something like that. But I knew for a fact that my neighbors and possibly their young children were in their backyard. I started fermented, and then I had to choke it all down. I had to just swallow it.
Yeah, those are bad. The ones that you like. Maisie last night fell off the bed, and she has her ears pierced now, and we had these small, cheapo earrings. She likes to switch them out. And she fell off the bed, and when she fell off the bed, her head rocketed towards a small IKEA table, and her ear with the earring, it smashed into the table. I mean, so hard. And then she was just standing there, and she, held her ear, and she walked to the bathroom, she's like, gee, God, gee. Like that. Mm-hmm. And I can only imagine that that's what you feel like or what Ross felt like when you smacked. There was no tears. There was no crying. It was literally pure anger, screaming, and just mad and holding. Yeah.
Those cheap earrings can be sharp, too. They can Belarus prisoner you in a heartbeat.
Yes. Yeah, she did bleed everywhere. Yeah, it was bad.
All right, Ross. We'll talk to you later. Okay?
We'll see you tomorrow, man.
We'll see you tomorrow, Dan.
All right, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow later. That is Ross McCoy live from his house.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Indeed.
We'll come back and we'll just rock it through.
We'll just do whatever.
More things.
Voicemails, emails, phone calls. If you guys want to call, do you know the band the band The Crew?
No.
Yes, the new band.
Yeah,
the new super band.
I'm playing this for you. There is a new super band, a new super punk rock band. Google it. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to make it cool.
Who's
the band's called The Crew. It might be a band that Samantha likes. It might be
Rancid.
That might have
be a couple members.
The singer.
Yeah, he's in there. He's in there.
Oh, the singer. He's doing his thing.
Also the bassist.
Yeah.
Also a guy from Pennywise.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just Rancid.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah. That's it's pretty cool that they.
Isn't that Rancid too? Wasn't that Rancid at one point, and then a knockoff or a split?
You thinking of Operation Ivy?
Oh, this guy's. Hey, we're pulling him back in. We're pulling him back in. The name of the band, The Crew. The name of the song, One Voice. We'll be right back. Right after this. It's American air and heat, not American hair and meat.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Just
You're
in
right.
case you were going to get confused.
I don't think anybody got confused. I don't think anybody said, did they say American hair and meat? Why would you say that?
Family-friendly service. That's American hair and meat. I think I may have heard you say that once.
Oh, Tony, buy AmericanHairandMeat.com and then throw it in the trash. You're stupid. Listen, I was sitting last night. Crystal likes to sleep when it's cold, and it was goddamn icebox in the house.
I like to turn it down to 61, like, 61 or nothing.
I'm like, it's June. I can't even live in here. It's too cold. And she's like, I like it cold. I'm like, the boys are freezing. But that's how good our system is. And ever since we got a complete new system with American Air and Heat and got all the ducts done in the house, which
you had to almost people get electricity rewired. You had to have your whole house reduct.
Because I only had, and a lot of people probably do, only have one return on their house. That's inefficient. Look it up online. Like all the new systems now, there's a return in every room, and it's in the ceiling. Yeah. Right? So they came in, they re-engineered it, they had the plans. All their employees are great, and they'll sit down with you and be like,
schematics.
And they'll tell you, all right, we're going to put a return in every room. That's going to draw out the heat and make your house more efficient and make it more efficiently cooled.
Well, it makes it easier for your air conditioning and your air handler to run. That's something that I learned. I was underpowered, and I got 4 stories. I don't have a huge house, but I have 4 stories. And if you think about it, that 4th floor gets hot as hell.
Yeah.
And we were underpowered for that house is 20 years old. I mean, we were underpowered for that entire time.
Yeah, just do the math. Look how much you're going to spend on an inefficient unit that barely cools your house over the summer. It's about to be hot as balls. It's going to be crazy hot.
My balls
coming
are
up
very hot.
It's going to be insanely hot, and just do the math. If you're paying a crazy high energy bill, their new systems are so much more efficient. I'm saying about $100 a month with a new system. They do financing. They'll come in there. They'll let you know what it's going to cost, and just be more efficient when cooling your house. Get a new system. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but you could take some equity.
I felt like you were preaching to me a little bit there.
I'm just saying, call Brian Zymel, take some equity of your house. You probably do have it. House prices are crazy. And upgrade the AC, upgrade some other stuff in your house.
You ever been in somebody's house? Man, not to make this a long ad, but you ever been in somebody's house or maybe a bar or restaurant where you can tell that they're underpowered because it's cold but not quite cold? Do you know what I mean?
When it's only cold under the vent, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It needs to be equally cold.
Wrong.
Yeah. And it's probably your house and the AC unit was designed in the 70s or whenever the hell they built
its ass off, too.
50 years ago. There's new technology. Our Linux system is so efficient and it works so well that...
I won't say the brand I had before the Linux system that I got from American Air and Heat, but it would run constantly. I don't believe that it's supposed to run for 25 years.
Yeah.
It's not, and they're not engineered to do that. It's supposed to turn off and turn on.
Just give them a call, AmericanAirandHeat.com.
Not American Hair and Meat. That is Mannequin Pussy. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here. Butler is in the loo. The name of that song is Pigs is Pigs.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right. Let me grab these. No intro for voicemails.
Yeah, so
I like
go
it.
Right into it.
Too many intros.
Yeah.
It's too radio-ish.
Although
we gotta have an intro for it. We gotta have it. No, just tell me what to do, and I'll just fucking do it.
When I listen to some podcasts, because you got to think too, a lot of people are our age and they grew up with talk radio and intros and stuff. So there's a certain nostalgia that comes with it. But I do agree, logically, it's pointless. Especially to our listeners who've heard it so many times. But
they like to sing along.
But when I hear intros and podcasts and stuff, the nostalgia comes back, and I'm like, I like the intro. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking old farts.
We're Team 30s over here.
Look, I've been wanting to get rid of intros. In fact, when I changed all the intros, everybody, including you old farts, got all mad at me. I want to go right into just saying what we're doing. No intros, no buttons to hit.
All right.
I just want to go right into it. But you guys are the ones that... I know. Fit and finish. Let's try this one.
Hey, Dan. I wanted to just let you know that you were absolutely right. Enough people on Memorial Day weekend said that, it's going to be too busy and all that stuff. We went to the beach on Sunday. We got there about 11. Granted, right near the ramp, it was a little busy. But we went about 100 yards away from the nearest lifeguard station. And there was nobody there. We had literally an entire huge section of beach completely to ourselves. We stayed till like 7, 8 o'clock that night. It was an awesome day. You missed out, Tom.
Yeah, I heard from a lot of people that people thought the beach would be mega packed. And if you looked at the news, and I don't watch the news really because I think it's all kind of
news, doom and gloom.
Well, a lot of it's clickbaity garbage type shit. Yeah. And I think you would see a lot of like the beaches are packed. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could film footage of a beach and say the beaches are packed, or you could do what this guy did, and not all beaches were packed, is my point. Sorry.
Yeah. It makes sense.
How do you want to skew it?
It makes sense, but man, it's hard for me to believe that a shit ton of people weren't out packing. I know boating-wise, it was fucking nuts.
Did you go to Blizzard Beach?
I went before we went to Georgia, so it was like 2 weekends ago.
Was it packed?
No.
See? There you go.
I just feel like we're in Florida. The entire country's coming here for vacation.
Well, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But remember, things aren't quite as quick as I think we think they are. But yes, it will happen. Maybe this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the last time we went to the beach before Memorial Day, that shit was packed as fuck. Yeah. Like, slam packed. Barely any parking. Like, it took me half an hour driving around to, like, sharking people to find a parking space. And then...
I've never heard that term.
I don't know what that means.
It means nothing. I just made that up.
You're following around. You're sharking people.
Okay.
You're a cool dude. I'm going to hang out with you. You got cool
I don't
lingo.
think that's even something. I just said that.
Is it something?
Where's your mom, dude? She's trying to find a parking place. She's over there sharking people, bruh. You're sus.
Isn't that what, like, suspicious?
Yeah. I think sharking is an old.
It sounds like something bad.
Next voicemail.
According to Wikipedia, sharking means to pull someone's pants down.
No, I was doing that too.
Sharking or debagging, slang for the pulling down of someone's pants, underwear, top, or other clothing.
Wait, you pulled
usually against their will.
So I pull.
Whoa, you're sharking people?
I pull Samantha's tits out of her top and I'm sharking her.
How is that? How is that synonymous with sharks?
I don't know.
When I was at a restaurant, it was the same similar thing where it was just like people would circle a table and wait for a table to open up, and then they would pounce on it on a busy night. That was sharking.
Sharking?
That was sharking.
Well, no.
How does that have anything to do with pulling someone's pants down?
Sneak attack.
You
right?
pull their pants down and you bite their ass like a shark.
Yeah.
I was just called pantsing somebody.
It doesn't even make sense why that would be related to a shark's behavior. You know, I don't know. Next voice.
Happened quite a few times in high school.
This is from the gentleman who built our console, this desk.
Okay.
I'm tapping on right now.
Hey, fellas. Drew, the desk builder guy. Anyway, real quick. You talking about an old OG episode where you pooped in an Ace Hardware, and that just reminded me when I got my job and I was traveling all over the country, you know, I shit in buckets, all that stuff, but you'd always find a gas station somewhere. So I'm in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Indiana. It's like -4 degrees, you know, and I got my morning fucking hot dog, whatever, at the gas station.
Whoa, morning hot dog.
Yeah, that's what you do.
So I go into this bathroom at this random-ass mom-and-pop gas station, and I go in there, and I proceed to I'm pretty sure I'd ship the bowl with the pressure, man. It was bad, stinky, gross. I was hungover, gross shit. And it's not uncommon for somebody to jiggle the door handle. You're like, all right, so I guess I'll pinch it off, hurry up. And normally it's like some fat trucker or some fucking, you know, workers, you know, whatever, your basic labor guys and all that shit. I open the door, and it's probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life. And she has her 4-year-old daughter with her. And all I could think about for the rest of the day was, I wish I could have seen the look on their face when she had to take her daughter into that bathroom after I had just fucking
set her on the toilet. It's
right,
warm.
Guys, take it easy.
Yeah, it's still warm. I've done it before. I go in because if I'm with Maisie, I'm going to the men's room. You know, if it's just me and her, I'm not going to the ladies' room. You can't do that yet. And I take her in there, and it stinks like shit. And she's like, and she's a very vocal child, like her dad. Yeah. And she's just screaming, and I have to set her up there. You can still feel the body heat coming off the bowl.
Oh my God.
You can feel the heat coming out of the bowl where the guy's body warmed the air in the bowl over the water.
I would rather
he changed the climate over the bowl. There could be clouds in that little area.
I'd rather lean to against a building and shit outside.
See, you guys say that, but I don't. I'll call your bluff. I don't think you do it, Butler.
One time we
stopped. I don't think you'd shit outside. I don't think you would.
I have.
We stopped.
Brock BDM said, I had a guy threaten to call the sheriff on me because I shit up the Sumter County Cumberland Farms bathroom and didn't buy anything.
Oh, they call the cops. At least buy a nudie mag.
Yeah, would you buy a pack of gum?
This happened on the way home from Georgia. We had to stop at a gas station because Travis has the bladder of a child. Oh. And we pulled over, and it was like a lot of the gas stations, for whatever reason, in this particular part of Atlanta, or right outside of Atlanta, did not have customer bathrooms.
Yeah.
So the one we did find, it had
people do drugs in them.
Probably. It had signs that said you must buy something to use it.
Correct.
So I didn't want to go in there because I'm like a Tommy where I want to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Travis runs in. He's yelling at me to come in the stall with, or come into the bathroom with him. I'm like, no.
Jerk me off.
And then he ran out of the store, and I felt like a piece of shit for not buying anything.
But just buy a Mountain Dew. It's not like they're asking you to buy a big screen TV. You buy a goddamn pack of nuts. You know
he didn't want to. He said, fuck them. I'm taking a piss. I don't care.
You gotta find a McDonald's.
But everybody could use a Mountain Dew, right? It was like,
no, I hate Mountain Dew.
Or anything,
give it to
soda.
Me, just save it on the trip and bring it home.
Buy an iced tea. Anyway.
Yeah. Buy an Arizona. Arizona iced tea.
Hotel lobbies, the cleanest bathrooms. That's my trick of the trade.
One time when me and Crystal were driving, we stopped at a roadside. It was like, remember, you know those off of the turnpike? It's like citrus, and they sell gator heads. And you know what I'm saying? It's like
the quintessential Florida roadside. I love those.
But there's a gas station.
So Maisie's whole bedroom is themed after an Orlando, or excuse me, like a Florida roadside citrus stand. So everything in there
sold citrus and then
wood crates, gator head, shark embryo in a bottle. You know, all the knickknacks,
roasted nuts,
and then
boiled peanuts,
all that dumb shit. Pecans.
We stopped there because Crystal had to pee, and then. And it was the only place. She's like, gotta pee real bad. So stopped. And then she went inside. And then it was a long time. And then she came out crying.
Oh, no.
My God. I don't think I've heard this story.
And she gets in the car, and she was literally physically crying. And she's like,
how did you not think that she was assaulted?
And then I'm like, what happened?
Her tits or something?
She said a lady came out of the bathroom, and she went in, and it was so bad. And this was like, it was so bad that
it brought tears to her eyes.
It started just immediately making her cry, like full on emotional cry.
I've never shit. She felt bad for that woman's insides.
No, it was just the emotional response from the horrible smell, and she said it was so bad. And it was like 2 toilet stall thing, and one of the stalls was obliterated with diarrhea, and stunk up. And then she had to use the other one, and she was crying the whole time, and then she got PTSD after because it was that bad.
Poo-poo-SD.
And then I wanted to go in there because it was a chungus. Like, I was so curious.
A chungus in there
because I was like, I've seen some shit. Like, I don't think I cried. She's like, it was so bad. It was so bad and so disgusting. It smelled worse than I've ever. Like, just crying all the time. And I now for the rest of my life, I'll be curious to how bad was it?
No,
because I wanted to feel how bad it was.
And you do like pain.
Yeah,
BDSM.
I learned a lot about this guy today.
I've walked in the bathroom, diarrhea. And like, how bad could it be to make you cry?
I've had to pee the diarrhea off the toilet for the person that was. You know, like I'm peeing the sides of their diarrhea back into the toilet.
That one toilet we went to in Kansas.
40 turds.
No, not even the 40.
That was terrible. The 40 turds, it was 40 turds all floating to the top. It looked like you were bobbing for apples.
Kansas City.
It looked like cereal bowl.
Chungus Glorioso claims his shit does not stink.
He also wanted us to weigh in on his lunch. Okay.
He had Chick-fil-A, right?
Hard to believe his shit.
You're an insane person, man. Your shit stinks, and not only does it stink, it's top tier.
Yeah.
It's top tier. You're just so conditioned to say yours doesn't stink.
You can't take a bunch of garbage and eat it and then poop it out and it not stink.
Yeah, like
maybe there's so many preservatives and shit. Maybe he's right.
It smells like the same food. Like sometimes when I eat Taco Bell because my daughter loves it, it will smell like Taco Bell. But I'm like not eating as bad, so I'll just get like a bean burrito. When I shit, it's like, oh, I had a bean burrito. Like it smells exactly like a
healthy people shit smells horrible. Though.
That's true. That's true.
Real bad. Organic, dude. Like if
Seth shits were bad.
Izzy says only his. Chungus Glorioso says only his hot fart smell. The actual.
Dick, when I was doing more vegetable gardening, I would cut like vegetables or like.
That's when you were
like
sucking more dicks. Right?
Oh, no, I'd put the plants, like all the plants that I'd cut, in like I have this one big brute trash can I use as my landscaping trash can.
Brute,
and I'd put it in there, and then if you left it in there for too long, it would stink like death.
Yeah,
like someone died.
Food, yeah.
Like
I put a bunch of banana plants inside mine, and it smells like straight shit. It doesn't smell like death; it smells like doo-doo.
Like a compost, right? Like shit. That's where compost comes from. The organic material will compost into the stinky death shit.
We got some scientists in here today.
So maybe maybe it is the healthier you eat, the worse your shit stinks. So if you just eat Chick-fil-A and all this, like
no, you
McDonald's
guys,
apples.
Honestly, are we having a discussion of whether a 400-pound man's shit smell?
I think
because here's newsflash, they do.
Hold on.
You can invite Chungus Glorioso to the studio, and he can load up on Arby's Crazy, and he can shit that thing up, and we can each single file walk in there, and the myth will be busted. It will be terrible. It will be the worst day of our lives. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's not because of the smell. It's just why would we want to set up a bit where we know the outcome is that, like, I'm sorry, Chungus Glorioso, but your turds do smell, mine smell, and I'm not a big piece of shit.
Our chatters are disgusting.
They're mean, too. They're mean.
Me and my group of friends were rolling in a pre-construction Marion in Weston. I had a shit emergency from the second floor, so I unloaded in a hard hat and threw it down to the floor below. What are you people doing?
Should I get a hard hat, though? I stand behind.
Just don't throw it down.
That sounds kind of fun.
Okay.
Sounds like a song, too.
Hey, Chungus Glorioso wants to go money on me. Let's do a bit, dude. I know you're anti-bit. Let's have a shit off. Me and Chungus Glorioso.
God.
I'll load up on Taco Bell. He loads up on Dealer's Choice. He goes, you smell. I go, you smell. He will lose. I will win.
Okay.
You guys are idiots for even, like, the fact that he still maintains that his doo-doos do not stink.
We'll do a shit off.
Yes.
God damn it.
I want to be involved. I'll eat nothing but organic meats, produce.
Can I be absent this day?
No. You're the judge, and you have to dress in robes like a real judge and a wig.
I may have.
All right, back in.
Yeah. That's my.
Can I have a gavel?
I may have told this story.
Oh my God! I hope Maisie turns out like you.
When I was growing up in Miami, the neighbor who was the Cuban militia.
Yes, we talked about it last week. Yeah,
when he left, and then militia, and he left the house and like it was abandoned for a long time. Right? I'm not sure why. Now that I think about it, like it was abandoned for like a full year, which is weird. The bank didn't
jail in Cuba.
No, I don't know. He just took off. Like it could have been something weird.
He's on the run.
But I was
Spanish people will take off.
I was 13 or 14, and I remember when the house was abandoned. Like all my friends would
go in there and finger girls.
No, we dare our friends to go shit in the closets or whatever.
In the closet?
like in the carport and Bologna Andy.
Go shit in the laundry room.
So I remember
it's off the garage under the car powder.
Bologna Andy would do it all the time. Where he'd have to shit. He'd jump the fence and then go shit in the carport
and then run back to wipe. Right.
No, he'd wipe
he'd bring paper with him?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
You didn't work out the details.
Remember.
This is a poorly planned.
And so that happened for a while where he'd just go shit in the carport or like in the house somewhere.
What's a while? How many shits?
I don't know.
How many shits?
Time goes by slow when you're a kid. It may have been just
like a summer.
Like a summer.
Yeah.
How many shits?
It may have been, I think, under a dozen over 6 shits.
Oh, that's a...
Anyway, one time...
healthy sliver?
One time, my stepdad, Steve, was outside, and he was like, God damn it! And then I ran out there.
You guys tortured this man to death.
Steve, I feel bad when we go to the Steve stories now, because when we talk about the Steve stories, they feel like, and they feel dirtier than the other stories because he seemed like I met him twice. Sweet man.
And
sweet.
Tortured.
And we run outside, me and my mom, my sister,
his
Timmy.
best friend Bird.
No,
I mean, this man, like, Sam's right. This man was tortured.
And we used to have this dog named Tiffy. And it was a mutt junkyard dog that lived outside. And Tiffy
was it his best friend? Let me guess.
No, but he would take care of it more than the rest of us, right? Because
he was
it was
a gentle giant. This man.
Steve liked the outside. He liked to escape from the chaos of the Van family and just work outside.
And I love these small creatures that only love me because the rest of the household tortures them, and everyone in the household keeps releasing my best friends into the wild.
And
I hate my life.
And Tiffy must have, like, she would get out every once in a while. We'd leave the gate open. It was the kids' fault. Me, Timmy, Jennifer. We left the
chat room just put you on bingo as another tortured Steve story.
And Tiffy must have wandered, like, out of our house and next door, and then rolled in Bologna Andy and our other teen friends.
All of a month's worth.
Porno
shit's gotta be the worst, right?
Oh my
God. And
flaming Dorito shit.
And Tiffy rolled and
put the dog down after that.
And then came back, and Steve,
he probably had to wash it, didn't he?
And he's just out there washing off his teeth.
He noted, and then Tiffy was human shit caked on the fur.
Oh, what if I judged my baby?
And he was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then he's coughing, gagging himself. He had a weak stomach. He had diabetes.
I got shit in my jeans shorts.
Yeah. And he was cursing, and he's like, how did she roll into human shit? Who does it? And then the whole time, I'm like, bologna and shit. We never said it.
You did not. You laughed. You laughed.
We laughed with me and Timmy and
I
Jenny.
knew you and Timmy would laugh.
I think I told my mom. She laughed. And then we laughed.
Everybody laughed.
Steve,
Mom was married to this poor man.
Like, Steve touched bologna Andy shit.
And then did you hear about bologna? Timmy rolled in bologna Andy shit. Got all over Steve's jean shorts.
We never said anything because we know how mad he'd be. Anyway, that's it. Then he died.
God damn it.
At work of heart attack stress. Anyway.
You guys stressed him the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? That's kind of the way I want to go.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an honorable death. It's an honorable way to go.
Yeah. At work, we're just keel over.
It's an honorable way. At least he's providing.
All right, let's get out of here. Samantha.
I had fun today.
I want a shirt with Steve on it with Taz on his shoulder.
You know what?
We
couldn't handle his image on a shirt. He was that powerful. The man's handshake. Seriously, the man's handshake was like shaking.
Torment never saw him have fun.
It was like
never saw him. I gotta call my mom and be like, "Did he ever have fun?"
You might be becoming him.
He sold his motor. He used to be in a biker gang.
Now you stay outside with your plants, so you don't have to be inside with your family.
All I have to do is release those plants to the wild, steal them, and you'll cry.
He was way more angry. It just, rough going. Yeah. Anyway,
they think it's shit revenge because you step in shit so much. It's because of that.
It goes to Steve. He didn't believe in ghosts.
Tom.
He didn't believe in ghosts, God.
Hey, oddly enough, no jean shorts in heaven.
Semantics.
Yeah. So this week we are doing you heard about this one. Another release will be coming out Sunday on the Semantics Patreon, patreon.com/semantics. The You Heard About This one is the conspiracy theory podcast I do. It is free. I do it with my buddy Derek, and it's Derek's week this week, and he is covering the assassination of JFK.
Oh, really?
So it's a very in-depth, interesting one.
Okay, cool. Dig it.
Who did that, by the way? We know
That's
now,
up for debate, right? You got to listen to the episode.
Okay.
I don't.
A lot of theories out there.
At this point, I don't debate it anymore. It was that one guy, the gun and the thing.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah. It was definitely Patton Oswalt.
He's going to be at Hard Rock Live.
You can go see
that was Italian. Look at
that. Fresh out of prison.
So go to the hookups page. There's a bunch of local businesses. You can get discounts. Watering holes. Travis, what we got? Watering holes.
Man, we got a bunch. We got West End Celery City. We got Bug Nutty Brewing Company. New sign up again. We got Mets Lounge 1 and 2 back out in Daytona. They signed back up, so we got them going on. Also, don't forget with Morganic Meats every Saturday they have a buy 3 get 2 free of their burgers. That includes their famous steak burger. So, man, check them out.
I'm doing that. Yeah,
it's not a watering hole, but man, check them out. They have some.
I'm heading over
stuff.
there tomorrow to get some supplies. So I'm gonna,
Saturday they got their farmers market out in front of the Lake Mary City Center. So go check them out there.
I love it, man.
If you're a meat eater, it only makes sense to have the best quality, right? I feel like
from the family farm.
Yeah, that's there. Morris Family Farm. We've been waiting for a butcher sponsor for a while. So
I'm so excited about this.
And our aprons, I saw some BDMs wearing some aprons. They're going to run out. We didn't have that many to give. So we're going to be doing more promotions. But while they last, go buy, spend $50, get an apron, a cutting board free, and get some delicious organic meat from...
burgers, sausages, chicken breast, whatever you need. They got it.
Yep. It's some organic meats right there in Lake Mary, and their farmers markets on Saturday.
Every Saturday at Lake Mary.
I'm excited.
All right, BDM, thank you very much.
Something else I needed to say.
Hurricane party, 9th anniversary of Shit Sandwich.
Yeah, you have Corona.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I will plug that. And not this Monday, but next Monday, we pre-recorded a BDM show because we're all going to be out. But it's the BDM. It was really good. It's about Seth and Butler's adventure last Saturday, and Samantha's. Semantics because Travis too. Samantha and Travis trip to Georgia, and it's really funny. And that show was really good. Like every once in a while, a BDM show sticks out to me, and like that, I laughed my entire time.
It was just silly.
It's on Facebook Live and the BDM page, but it'll be out live 2 Mondays from now. Not this Monday, next Monday.
On the 14th. And we will be doing the free show next Thursday.
We
will be off on Friday.
Because I am going away for a birthday adventure. Remember, if you're injured on the go, just call. I think this might be the first time that we hit everything.
No, we for sure forgot something.
Oh, yeah. But that's fine.
We did the orb thing.
We'll tell you next time.
We did Mo. We hit Dump 'em Out early.
True Leaf promotion.
I talked about my wife's
merch tent.
I talked about my wife's mom seductively eating a hot dog. I think we tie a little bow on it, guys.
Bye-bye.
I can't publish that. It's mediocre.